User in
Coming out of turns 3 and 4. Chad White on the bottom. William Duff on the top. Checkered flag in the air. Who's going to win? It's William Duff. No, look out. He just junked it. Look out. Oh, my God.
World's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. On the call tonight. On your feet. Off your seats. It's about to go green. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here tonight at Daytona. We got a new series starting up. Door-to-Door Cup Series is kicking off. In the booth with me tonight is the one and only Christian Taylor. Christian, how you feeling about kicking off this season?
I am really excited to be calling NextGen action here on Motorsport TV here again. Door-to-Door Racing League. Blake, we're going to be watching their season unfold. Last season's championship driver was Alan Duggar in the number 12 Toyota machine. We're going to see what he has this season, Blake.
Boy, Alan Duggar, he's definitely one to watch. Now, Christian, I think there was somebody that had the most wins in the season that did not win the championship. Is that correct?
That was the case. Trevor Baxter, he's in that number 1 Toyota machine. That was Trevor Baxter, from Viper Racing. He's going to be the one to keep an eye on. Seems like he is a ringer here in the series. Won 15 races, did not win the championship.
Well, that is unfortunate, but it looks like we've got about 30 some odd drivers signed in, so a jam-packed field here at Daytona to kick the season off. It's time to go trackside here and take a look as these guys are practicing. Christian, what are you seeing on the scoreboard? I'm seeing top of the board. We have Ken Campbell.
Ken Campbell from Storm Motorsports. That's not the Storm Motorsports you know, but Storm Motorsports indeed. Terry R. going to be in your second position. And Keith Pittman running out your top 3, Blake.
Right now on track, Stephen Bird, currently in the 10th position in practice. He's in that number 14 machine. Looking pretty good here, Christian. You know what? Let's hop on board. Look at some of these beautiful camera angles we have here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Look at best next-gen camera angles right here. We've completely overhauled our cameras for this race. You're not going to see these anywhere else, folks.
Well, he's already off track, but Christian, I'm loving what I'm seeing already. He has the Hutchinson Motorsports TV decal on his deck lid. So what a great start here to door-to-door as practice is coming to an end here shortly. Ken Campbell still top of the board. Looks like nobody out on track, so it's time to jump straight into qualifying action. Christian, we don't really know these guys, but let's go ahead and take our guesses. Who is going to set quick time?
Well, I'm going to go straight for league history here. Most wins, Trevor Baxter. He's going to be putting it on the pole. He knows what he's doing, obviously.
Well, that's a good pick. I think I'm taking somebody different, though. I'm going to go with Ken Campbell. We talked with Ken a bit, and we know he's definitely talented. I think he's sitting around a 5,100 iRating. Ken Campbell, definitely going to be one to watch.
Definitely, indeed. iRating isn't everything, and I always say iRacing doesn't judge a driver, but if you have 5,100 iRating, that kind of does judge the driver pretty darn good.
You can't really luck into 5K iRating, but I can tell you right now, he knows what he's doing, Christian. I think I walked you through this strategy a time or two, but what you do, you coast around the track, and then after you get out of turn 4, you punch it, and that's what Ken Campbell's doing right here.
Oh, yeah, we're going to pretend I didn't teach you that strategy, right, Blake?
You did not, but Ken Campbell is going to teach us how to do it right here as we look at this beautiful number 15 machine. Ken Campbell from CR15. I believe he's over on YouTube. Maybe we can get some information for you here later on.
So you're going to watch him start to open it up here, going around turns 3 and 4. Going to go around the entire first lap. It's going to be on the high side. You got to get up to speed, but once you're there, come down to start your second lap. You want it smooth. You want it on the yellow line. You can't have the aggressive wheel movements. You just got to, smooth as fast.
Take a look there at the dashboard on the bottom right of your screen. You see the miles per hour ticking up. Campbell punching it right before the flag stand just about. So, again, his first lap is going to be a burner. Basically, he's just all about the second lap here. So the first lap is not going to matter as we're watching all kinds of cars hit the track. We've got Michael Kurdzlik. I believe we know a thing or two about this guy here, Christian, do we?
That is right. He's going to be making his qualifying attempt as the first few times trickle onto the board.
At number 41, Bass Pro Shops machine of Michael Kurdzalik. He is going to punch it here. Right now, top of the board, Keith Pittman, but still a long way to go here for some qualifying action with the Daytona season opener with the door-to-door Cup Series on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Blake Connor Gerard is in the chat. He says it's funny because I just watched Daytona race today, and now he gets to watch it again on HMS TV. Well, Blake, Connor's in luck because we're going to be doing this every Sunday. You're going to watch the Cup Boys race it in real life, and then we're going to go over here to door and run it back.
Absolutely. We're doing a full Cup season here with door-to-door Cup Series. So every track that NASCAR Cup Series is running out every week, you're going to see them that night right here on HMS TV. So next week, we're going to be over at Echo Park or Atlanta Motor Speedway, whatever you want to call it. But right now, Christian, Bradley Knopfsnyder, top of the board from Somerset, Pennsylvania, but not for long. Last season's champion, Alan Duggar, sets the quick time at 49.717.
Tommy Welch, and now Nate Pollard comes in just under him. So that you got second and third right there. Campbell, that's going to be Ken Campbell, comes in fourth. Still a few cars on the track. Alan Duggar up top, as Blake mentioned. Nate Pollard in second. I see Will Hewitt comes in the sixth position on track now. Oh, did Alan Duggar do that on his first lap?
I doubt it. Maybe he's just taking an extra lap or so. Let's stay tuned here just in case. I would be shocked if he did. Looks like he's setting another lap here. We'll take a look, but very unlikely that his first lap was a quick time. But he's going to cross the board here, 49.717 still, so might have just took an extra lap, Christian.
No, Blake, that last lap counted. He took the quick time on his first lap. None of us know what we're talking about, apparently.
Well, he's doing something different, and it looks like your audio might have got quiet there for a second, but it came back, so we're good to go. But nonetheless, Christian, Alan Duggar went from first to third. Danny Carpenter, quick time 49.689. That might be a track record.
It just may be, and therefore I'm seeing a 0.2 thousandths of a second difference between second and first. Wow.
That's right. 2 1,000ths of a second separate our front rows so far here tonight. Qualifying is about over with just about 15 seconds left to go. Can any of these guys get another lap in? I think it's official, Christian. We're going to go ahead and call it quick time. Danny Carpenter in that number 28 Toyota going to be your pole setter here tonight with the door-to-door Cup Series season opener at Daytona.
The grandest stage of them all, Daytona, Blake. Well, I think we're going to have one heck of a show here tonight as we lead into driver intros.
I am pumped up, folks. We've got 3 stages tonight, one at the end of lap 30, another at the end of lap 60, and we're going all the way 130 laps here at Daytona. And Christian, it is time to get gridded up and rolling here with the door-to-door Cup Series. As we wait for some drivers to grid up, I am pumped up here as we look at some beautiful shots around Daytona International Speedway. Door-to-door sim racing action right here on the world's #1 streaming service. That's right, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. And I think we have waited long enough. Not everybody's out there, but let's take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world's #1 streaming service. Brand new season underway here tonight. The door-to-door Cup Series. Tonight's starting lineup is as follows. On your front row from the pole position in the number 28 Mad Dog Motorsports machine, Danny Carpenter. On his outside in the 08 Colt Hub.
Moving on back to row number 2, you find Alan Duggar in that number 12 machine. To his outside, Nate Pollard. They're going to be in that yellow flag, number 16.
Row number 3 on the inside as our cameras jump around as drivers continue to grid up. On the inside, going to be the 11, Tommy Welch. On his outside, the KR15, Ken Campbell.
Moving on back to row number 4, he says he is the problem. Chris Essery in that number 4 machine to his outside Mad Dog Motorsports own James Nesta in the 29.
Heading on back into row number 5 on the inside in the 48. Will Hewitt on his outside, the 5 from Mad Dog Motorsports, Daniel Best.
Row number 6 on the inside, you'll find Stephen Bird in another Mad Dog Motorsports machine to his outside, Joshua Schweitzer in the number 16 machine.
Row number 7 on the inside in the 01 Jerky Boys machine, Hunter Bogdan on his outside, the 00 Michael Reeves.
Row number 8 on the inside, P15, you find the number 87 Brandley Knopsnyder to his outside, the Green Bay Packing, number 7 Scotty Jones.
Row number 9 on the inside in the number 1 machine has Hutchinson Motorsports TV on the door. We love it. Trevor Baxter on his outside with Sandy's on the car in the 27, Josh Collins.
Row number 10 on the inside, you find the number 99, Tom Hegland, to his outside, the FedEx 02 of Pacey Winged.
Into row number 11 on the inside in the number 18 machine, Joshua Sanchez on his outside. Old style on the car, it's the 79, George Chiampolus.
Guess we're going to start speeding this up. Going on back to row number 12, you find Michael Kirchlet in the number 41 machine to his outside, the number 21 of Keith Pittman.
That's going to round out our starting lineup, folks. If we didn't say your favorite driver, well, it's because they're starting in the back, folks. We are gridded up, Christian, just about ready to get going here in a brand new season with the Cup Series from Door to Door Racing.
Going to be the intense here tonight. Connor Gerard's going to be letting us know in the chat the intensity meter. The pace car is going to be taking that hard left-hand turn to get out of these hungry machines' way as Blake, for the first time, we're at Daytona. I hand it to you.
Field is set. Pace car is in as they roll towards the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag in the air. Door to Door Cup Series is underway.
Unlike the Xfinity Series, they get it rolling with no issue.
Oh.
Never mind, I jinxed it. Caution flag is out. Scott Jones, Pacey Wignet, and Terry Orr all seem to be involved. Let's see what happened, Blake.
Here we go as we jump up to the Harpoon Design Blimp. The 7, Scotty Jones just loses it and junks a handful of cars. And look out, we got a guy with a Kyle Busch start able to make it through.
My, oh my. I was just about to say, unlike the Xfinity Series in real life, we had a clean green
Here it is
flag,
again,
but
Christian.
My, oh my. What happened?
Looks like
Did he
the
shift
7,
down?
I don't know, he either shifted down or forgot to shift from first. I don't know. He just totally lost it right about at the flag stand. So the first caution of the season with the Door to Door Cup Series, Danny Carpenter and Colt Huff out front.
That's got to be a bad feeling, especially those two others involved. Not the 7 because he did that, but the rest of them got to feel horrible.
Absolutely. And folks, we appreciate you popping in here tonight. You're watching a brand new series here on HMS TV. So if you're new here, be sure click that like button. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell. You don't want to miss any of this door-to-door action. We're going to be live every single Sunday night right here on the channel. And Christian, we're going to bunch them up and try this again.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some vehicles repaired. Bunch them up, as you mentioned, and my, oh my.
Let's jump up to the Harpoon Design Blimp as we're still waiting to catch the pace car. Let's drop back in the field just a bit here. You see the KC-15 of Ken Campbell out of Scottsboro, Alabama in the 5th position with James Nesta in the 29 right behind him.
Some good-looking machines here, as you see one from Sim Wrap Market right there.
Let's drop back in the field a little bit here, Christian. Let's take a look at some of these cars maybe we haven't seen yet. Scott Farrell out of Palm Coast, Florida. Wonder how close to Daytona Beach he is. I'm sure he just watched the end of that Cup Series race happen earlier.
Sure he did, along with a lot of these drivers probably. Trying to see if they could get like an advantage, see what they got coming into this. What does the real world drivers do versus what they could use in iRacing? Chris Esser going to come down and stop appropriately in his box, unlike our colleague Jesse Becker, Blake.
Yeah, well, if you're new here, folks, you're going to learn quick. Jesse Becker from Hutchinson Motorsports TV. He is not very good at pitting. He seems to overshoot his box just about every single time.
So something that the door-to-door folks don't know yet is we're about to, do a restart, heading to the Juicy Spider restart zone, right, Blake?
You are right. Juicy Spider Studios, folks. You're looking for any kind of graphical work, especially video work, 3D rendering. They do some incredible things. You're going to see them on our stream. They definitely hook us up in the chat. We've got Drunken Spider from over there. If you want some more info, shoot him a message either in the general chat or head on over to X, formerly known as Twitter, at Juicy Spider Studios. We'll put that in the chat for you. But Christian, we're going to line them up again here. Colt Huff going to take over that top spot out of Boaz, Alabama.
Let's see what kind of restart he could get going. We do have one more time around. You see the lights still on the pace car. Once we hit that flag, we'll be double filing them up. Walking them around here one more time at the 70-mile-per-hour crawling speed that they are.
Yeah, hopefully we can get clean and green and start it back up. That seemed to be a start issue there. I believe it was the 7 involved. Scotty Jones just totally lost it as soon as he got on the throttle.
I believe he had to have downshifted or something. We'll never know what happened, but man, I know that's not the way you want to start your season off.
Absolutely not. About as bad of a way to start the season off as possible, but we are bunched up, ready to line them up again here. Looks like we've got 31 cars signed in here for the season opener here at Daytona. Let's jump up to our eyes in the sky. I think I see Brantley Roden flying up there, Christian.
That is the most beautiful machine I've ever seen in my life up there, looking down upon the track. Brantley Roden himself is piloting that from harpoondesign.com. Blake, you saw them yourself. I went over there. I placed an order for a Gen 4 paint, and we're not going to show it off just yet, but it's coming. But you saw it, right, Blake?
Oh, yeah, I saw it. We got matching cars for you and Jesse Becker both for the Gen 4s, and let's just say people are going to be taking a look at those on the track here pretty soon.
Absolutely. Absolute beautiful machines that Brantley Roden put together for us. We're going to look, Jesse's going to be fast. I'm going to look fast, but I'm not going to be fast. I can promise you that, folks. But paint started just $25, so why wouldn't you go over today and order one?
Absolutely. And we've got Steve Tucker in the chat. He's kind of talking some smack here, it looks like. But, folks, like Christian said, if you're not going to be fast, you may as well look fast. Head on over, harpoondesign.com. Fill out the form. Brantley Roden will get back to you in probably just a day or two. Looks like the field is set, though, Christian. We're going to drop the hammer and go green. Let's go back in the field a bit for this restart and take a look at the absolute carnage and chaos going on here at the Daytona International Speedway.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch mid-packs where, stuff could go wrong, everyone getting going. If there's a check-off, it just goes down through the field. But the pace car about to get out of our way. Going to go through the Juicy Spider restart zone, Blake, and get this underway.
Field is set. Pace car is in. We're on board with Michael Reeves, Auburn University fan, into the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag in the air once again here with the door-to-door Cup Series.
I'm going to watch what I say. Last time, as soon as I said we're underway, we were not again, but Colt Huff heading into turn 1 ahead of Nate Pollard, He is getting the bump right there. They're trying to already single file out. That's going to be the best thing we can do as we fight through stage 1. Lap 5 now of 30, Blake.
Colt Huff, your race leader. Nate Pollard in second. Then we have Ken Campbell running in the third spot. And Christian, next gen draft racing. Some people don't like it, but, part of the strategy, you got to get single file. That top lane, you can make passes, but it's really tough to take over that top spot unless you get a bunch of help.
And it's one of those things, like, you got to remember, this is a 130-lap race. Stage racing aside, you got to be out there till the end to make it work. So, trying to push it right now, getting all 2, maybe even 3 wide, may just be for nothing if you can't keep that car clean for the length of it.
Absolutely. And Christian, I think it's time to go trackside. Listen to these engines roar around. Listen in, folks. You're at Daytona International Speedway with Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Let's see what we got down trackside. Oh, they're junking it. Caution is out, Christian. Let's take a look. As we were trackside, we saw a beautiful shot of that wreck, and I think we got a handful of cars that are not going to be happy. Trevor Baxter and others involved.
My, oh my. Let's see what happened. Oh, we got to back it up a little bit. We already were in it when that happened.
All right, here it is, folks. Let's go back just a little bit more. Now, take a look, Christian. We're going to go here slow-mo. Walk us through this incident.
So the white car right there, Trevor Baxter, kind of gets out of line and just taps the car in front of him there. Pardon me, I can't see the number, but just causes absolute mayhem from that.
Wow, there it is, folks. Let's take this up top here one more time. This keeps putting it on a horrible spot, so let's manually rewind this. Take a look here at a better view. You know what, Christian? I think we got a shot from Drunken Spider, who was in the Juicy Spider drone cam. Let's see if we got a view. Yes, we do. Juicy Spider, what did you see out there trackside?
Alrighty, so Drunken Spider on the call. Let's see, he was watching on Trevor Baxter on the bottom side here. Gets a little bit of a shuffle, goes up high. Actually happened in front of him. My, oh my. And then he gets collected in it.
Oh, man, that drone's so small it goes through the catch fence, but there you have it. What a shot. Drunken Spider on the drone cam footage, but Christian, caution number 2 out. We're here on lap number 8.
That's right. We're going to, have to get a few cars repaired again. This is turning into something that's going to be interesting if we're going to run out of cars or not.
Yeah,
but ladies and gentlemen, I guess we need to mention too that we are live right now. Later on tonight, Jesse Becker will be on the call for the MCR season finale.
Absolutely.
We're doing a little bit of simultaneous streaming. Sorry, Blake.
Absolutely. We know Connor Gerard's going to do that. Connor can walk you through how to do it. You can actually watch 2 streams at once here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Connor does it all the time. But, folks, we're going to take our first break of the evening. We're going to go HMS TV, side-by-side, door-to-door sim racing action. It's the season opener. We're on caution number 2 here on lap 8. We'll be right back. We are back here at Daytona, folks. 2 cautions already. Hopefully we can get this figured out and rolling. And ladies and gentlemen, a $2 super chat from Skull Vikings 4. We know who that is. That's Daryl Young Jr. He just said Steve caused that wreck just being here in the chat. What do you think, Christian?
I think if you're going to cause a wreck by just commenting in the live streams chat, I mean, that might be impressive. That might be the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I would have to agree with you. You know, Steve Tucker in the chat, he says he's choosing not to race MCR, I guess, tonight. So, unfortunately, Steve Tucker's reign with MCR has ended. Christian, you know, he was last season 4's champion in the GTD class.
Jesse Becker going to be on the call to see who wins it over there tonight. The field is set, Blake. Pace car lights are off here in the door-to-door racing league. Look at the cars coming around the turn, Blake. This is going to get going again.
I am ready to go here. Let's go trackside. Take a look at some of these beautiful machines. Rip it around. Pace car is in. Field is set. 31 cars signed in as they roll into the juicy Spider restart zone. Once again, green flag back in the air.
Field roaring through the triangle, getting up to speed, and we are wrecking again. Is that the 7 car again spinning on the restart?
Yes, it is. Scotty Jones. Let's take a look. Go back here. Green flag comes out. Scotty Jones. Oh, my goodness. Does it again.
Let's go on board. I got to see what's happening. Let's go on board.
1 second here, folks. We'll stop this here. We're going to go in car with Scotty Jones. Take a look.
We're going to listen in.
Second gear right now. Oh, he's shifting down. Yep, that's what happened last time.
Blew his motor.
He shifted down to first gear, blew his motor. I believe I heard some radio chatter, Christian, something about fixing that for next time. Looks like the 7, Scotty Jones. Not a good showing here tonight. He's done for. And he's junk, Christian.
That car is definitely junk. The motor is a boat anchor. Go ahead and throw it in the lake back there behind the speedway.
Yeah, Lloyd. Lake Lloyd is ready to take some of that 7 machine. Honestly, Christian, I'd probably just put the whole car in Lake Lloyd.
It might be the best bet. I mean, why would you want to take that back home to the shop?
Yeah, just a lot of work. So probably easiest just to junk it, get you a new one, get back here next week. We're going to be at Atlanta. Scotty Jones, hopefully he can figure out his technical issues. Or I don't know, Christian, maybe he's just shifting the wrong way. Who knows?
You know, it is kind of in these sequential shifters. You know, you got to pull it back, shift up. You know, maybe that's the problem. I don't know.
Who knows? Probably an equipment issue. I mean, we know some others that have done this kind of stuff. I believe over in Donut Box, if you remember that series, Cody Moore might have done that a time or two, huh?
I don't know if I remember Cody doing it, unless that was before me, Blake.
Christian, a $2 super chat just came in from Daryl Young Jr. He said that wreck was Connor Gerard's fault. Can you believe that, Daryl?
Oh, so Connor Gerard was sitting in the passenger seat shifting the car for him?
Connor, what? Why would you do that, Connor? Come on.
Oh, Connor, man, we talked about this. You were the honorary shifter for the number 7 machine tonight.
Man, good thing we got Daryl, though, keeping an eye out so we know who all causes these incidents. But we're going to bunch the field up here once again. We're on lap number 13 out of 130. Hey, Christian, at this rate, we might get done by midnight.
It's definitely looking like that, but I got a question. That first super chat was from Skull Vikings 4. The second super chat was from Daryl Young, and you know, I know they're not the same person, but I've never seen them in the same room together.
Yeah, you know, Christian, I believe he finally changed his name. He was probably getting sick of seeing Skull Vikings pop up, so I think he officially changed his name finally, which is, you know, honestly, it's nice to know, you know, that'll pop up now so everybody knows who sends that super chat, even though we certainly know who Skull Vikings 4 is.
Absolutely. That's like if you ever see Dark Sax 96 in the chat, that's from me, and I probably should change it myself. I should follow Daryl Young's lead there. And Daryl Young, happy birthday, by the way.
Daryl's birthday?
Yes, it's Daryl's birthday, Blake.
Oh my, Daryl sending us super chats on his birthday, making me feel guilty. But Christian, I gotta add, Daryl actually did walk me through how to qualify these next gen cars. And earlier today, I went out. It was early in the morning. I said, you know what? I feel like doing this A-class race. I hopped in an official. I qualified quick time. I led all 35 laps and I won. So I gotta give Daryl Young Jr. a big shout out as he really helped me out.
Well, I'm glad you listened to Daryl because I told you the same strategy for qualifying before and you just didn't listen to me. But, as long as you listen to Daryl, I've seen him super speedway race. He's the one to definitely listen to.
Yeah, a lot of people say, super speedways don't take talent. Well, I mean, watch Daryl Young Jr. do it. He's guaranteed to be up front, especially in this next-gen car. But we're going to rack them up here once again, Christian, for the, third, fourth time? I don't know. That's our third caution of the night. Colt Huff, still your race leader. Nate Pollard second. Then we have Ken Campbell, Danny Carpenter, and Alan Duggar rounding out the top 5.
Gerard in the chat trying to figure out how he caused that yellow. I don't know. We're gonna have to hear the reason from Daryl Young. I mean, he said it, so there's got to be a reason.
Yeah,
but
Daryl.
Blake.
Yeah, Daryl definitely.
Sorry, Blake.
Yeah, I was gonna say Daryl definitely let us know what Connor did. As we take a look here at the 79 machine, Christian, I'm not going to lie. I have no clue how to say this guy's name. I just made something up on the grid. We're going to need to get confirmation from him because this is like something I've never seen. I'm going to guess it's Chiamopoulos. I don't know.
Well, Blake, if you can't say it, I'm not even going to try. He's George C. until I hear otherwise.
Yeah, so George C. currently in I believe he's actually in the 9th position, even though he's showing 10th here out of Fishers, Indiana. Christian, you know much about Fishers?
I know about as much about Fishers as I know how to say that last name.
Well, here he is. Look at that awesome-looking helmet here. We're on board with George C. getting ready to roll here tonight as he's bunched up here. He actually is in the 10th position. Ready to roll.
Build double file, pacing down the backstretch with this beautiful shot we have right here. iRacing does a good job at on the track. Off the track, that's it's determined.
Absolutely, but the field is set. We're going to have the 08 Colt Huff on the inside, the 6 of Nate Pollard on the outside as we are bunched up, ready to roll. Can we get some laps in here? I think we'll knock some out here, Christian.
I think we will indeed. I think now these drivers will probably be annoyed pacing around. They're going to start taking a little bit more second thought into their moves.
Pace car is in, field is set, flagman ready to roll. Has that green flag in his right hand as they roll into the juicy spider restart zone. Green flag in the air.
The 2 green neon poles illuminate the sky here as Colt Huff takes the green flag through the triangle. They go down towards turn 1. Jockeying for position, getting in line. You see the number 16 machine. That's the number 6 machine, actually, of Nate Pollard. I think he has 16 on the car.
We go up to the Harpoon Design blimp. Huff continues to lead this pack. Looks like the bottom lane is the place to be. Top is going nowhere, Christian.
Top is just falling back. Get in line where you can, or you're going to lose more positions.
We're on board with the first car in that top lane. Danny Carpenter. He's like, somebody please help me or let me in. He's going to finally fall in a line here back to the 9th position.
And when you're on that top row, just falling back, no help. My, oh my, you get to desperate feeling. You try to get it put down and you just can't figure it out.
Well, Danny Carpenter feeling antsy on that top line. It is go time. He says, you know what, Christian? There's only 115 laps left to go. Let's go to the front.
32 people watching. We thank you for coming out tonight. Looking into the chat, Philip Chavez asked, why did Stephen Bird get a black flag cleared? Up here in the booth, we really don't see that information, so sorry we can't answer that. And, of course, Bug Sear always in the chat rooting on Chris Essery, which I feel like races in just about every league we broadcast. He's a trooper, ain't he, Blake?
Absolutely. We're pulling for Chris Essery deep down. He's a diehard HMS TV racer, but we also got Brian Burchett here in the number 3 machine who also likes racing on HMS TV, currently in the 13th position.
I'm seeing a lot of moves happening right around here around Brian Burchett. Like it's not, on only lap 17 of a 130 lap race. I know we got 14 to go in the stage, but guys, we got to get some green flag going.
Looks like Burchett going to check up. He's got Monster on the car like usual. He is a Monster driver. I believe he must be sponsored by him, Christian.
Him and Ty Gibbs were actually hanging out in the garage before this race. Ty Gibbs himself was here, Blake.
Well, that's one to keep an eye on, but let's jump back out front. Colt Huff continues to lead this bottom lane, but can the top lane get formed up and rolling?
I just don't foresee that. I've been watching a lot of official action. Have I raced any official races? Heck no, I love myself. But the racing action I have been watching, the bottom line is absolutely unstoppable, untouchable. Top line will get a run, it'll die. They'll get another run, it'll die again. The bottom line is where you're going to want to be all night long.
And if Daryl Young Jr.'s in the chat, you know, I've seen him run more Draft Masters and A-class races here at Daytona than anybody. Daryl, if you were stuck, you know, around mid-pack, what would be your plan here in a 130-lap race? We know you're the super speedway expert. Let us know in the chat as Colt Huff continues to lead the pack out of Boaz, Alabama.
Can't believe you disrespect Daryl like that, calling him the expert. He's the absolute super speedway GOAT, Blake. If him and Austin Hill lined up, Austin Hill wouldn't even have a shot against Daryl.
I think you're right, but here comes the top line. The 16 gets a shove from the 28. Can Switzer get a run up front?
You know, they're trying to make a liar out of me. We're going to see it. The momentum can hold on as we're going to go on the back camera here. Josh, we're looking back.
That was not Switzer in the top line. I thought it was, but it looks like it was. Okay, that's why. There's two number 16s, and that's why it threw me off. So let's take a look here. Nate Pollard potentially might have the wrong number or something. Let's hop on board. Yes, sir. So wrong number for either Nate Pollard or Joshua Switzer. They're both in the 16 here tonight. But here we go. Top line. Christian is moving, trying to take over that top spot.
Going to be side by side down the trial. I just got out of my mouth that the bottom line is dominant. No, it is not. Not here. The door-to-door race league. They are door-to-door as they head through the turn, Blake.
That is crazy. No wonder they got the name here. Top line going to take over the top spot. Nate Pollard, your race leader out front.
You know, maybe it's just knowing what you're doing. As they're the top twos there is gonna drop down to the inside. No, Nate Pollard is.
What a move, Danny Carpenter. Yeah, Danny Carpenter with a big deke. He says, "I'll go with you, buddy." Psych, later, loser. Takes over the top spot. Danny Carpenter, new race leader out front.
And he's gonna go down with the 3 cars behind him to lead this lap. Danny Carpenter is playing chess while the rest are checkers.
Christian, I got a new favorite driver after looking at this shot. Danny Carpenter with Hutchinson Motorsports TV on the deck lid. Come on, Danny, give him hell.
You know, that makes complete sense. If you put a Hutchinson Motorsports TV decal on the car, Blake, how many horsepower does it add?
I mean, at least 40, and it's clear right here as he is your race leader. Danny Carpenter whizzes by with Trevor Baxter in second.
Getting all single filed out again. That second line moved until, you know, certain people left it. And now, Trevor Baxter, you know, every time you hit the camera on him, I can't help but get distracted by that SDK picture. What is going on down there?
I don't know, but it's looking good. The Lexington, North Carolina native, Trevor Baxter, currently in the second position. Looks like we're getting single filed out here, Christian, but we did see that top line, if they get formed up, can definitely make something happen.
You gotta have the knowledge in it, though, because did you notice all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that line was nose to tail? The first 2 cars locked together. Number 3, be there, don't get aggressive. But then after that, the closer everyone is together, the smoother and faster that line's going to be.
Christian, looks like the entire field is single file literally at this point, so it is all bottom feeding right now as we have 9 laps left to go, about to be 8 left for stage number 1.
Counting down the laps in stage number 1, you know, you mentioned single file racing. I have a feeling we're going to chill right here for about 4 to 5, maybe even 6 more laps. But, you know, with 2 to go, we're gonna probably be 2, maybe even 3 wide racing again, because stage points do matter, I reckon.
Absolutely, and again, you're watching the door-to-door Cup Series, so just a matter of time before somebody pulls up to the outside, as these guys love racing hard and clean. We have 8 laps remaining here. Your race leader, Danny Carpenter, trying to hold off Trevor Baxter. Daniel Best rounding out your podium. Meanwhile, Christian, what are you seeing out of the 15 machine here of Ken Campbell?
Ken Campbell running in the 6th position, exactly where he qualified from. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on him as the caution flag is out. I heard some sliding. There is somebody right there on the apron. Did somebody get a lap car get turned?
Looks like Hunter Bogdan involved. Let's take a look. Oh, there we go. Let's get a better look here, folks. See this a little bit closer. All right, so take a look as you see a car a little bit off center. Let's go back a little. So here we go, folks. Let's go up to the HMS TV chopper cam. It's going to zoom in a little bit for you. Okay, yeah, there's a domino effect there, and it turns the 29 there. So Bogdan and the 29 and a couple others involved out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Hunter Bogdan going to have some serious damage.
And that was a pack back behind the lead pack. It looked like they were just trying to get it going, but, you know, people get impatient, get it bunched up, and honestly, that's the worst thing you can do when you're trying to catch the back in front of you.
And be sure to take a listen to the official radio, Christian, if you can. And I don't know if they're going to end this, call it a stage, or how they do things here, but something just came in. Daryl Young Jr., Christian, with a $1.99 super chat says that was Chris Essery's grandparents' fault.
Daryl Young is taking no prisoners here tonight. That is crazy.
That is wild. Daryl Young Jr. blaming Chris Essery's grandparents. Chris Essery's grandparents, if you can respond, please let us know why Daryl believes that.
Yeah. Next, I'm scared, Blake. I'm afraid the next caution is going to be my fault.
I think it's coming, but we'll just have to take a look and see what happens as we got a lap car getting that wave around, and I think he's riding the wall. But, hey, nonetheless, folks, let's take another break, catch our breaths, and get lined up again for some more door-to-door action. We'll be right back. You're watching the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed. JS Racing. We're in the game. Gentlemen, start your engine!
We are back here at Daytona, and Christian, it has certainly been an eventful race so far as Danny Carpenter is your race leader.
Eventful indeed. We've had a couple, single car spins on restarts to draw out the caution. And now we've had our fourth caution of the night, which, was a pack that had broken off the main leading pack, and they were trying to catch up. Just got into each other there, and we got word in the chat from Daryl Young that it was Chris Esser's grandparents' fault. But we actually got confirmation that it was their daughter's fault because they blame her for everything. And quite frankly, daughter of Chris Esser's grandparents, I wouldn't take that disrespect.
Absolutely. So Bugs here in the chat letting us know. Folks, if you're just tuning in, Chris Essery's grandparent is in the chat. That is Bugs here. And we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Looks like we're sitting around 40 or so viewers as Danny Carpenter continues to lead. And Christian, we're not going to be green very long. Looks like we've got a stage coming up here in just a few laps once we go green.
We're going to have to keep an eye on the stage coming soon. Pardon, my focus got flipped to a car that's just, bouncing off the wall going down the back stretch. 24 car might be having issues. We got to keep an eye on that.
Devin Lyons here, 24 car out of Sulphur Springs, Indiana. Looks just fine to me, Christian.
It's fine now, but it definitely was bouncing off the wall a few minutes ago.
There you go, a blue number on a blue car. You can barely see it, but there it is, folks. Devin Lyons currently in the 29th position, but we are lined up, ready to roll as the guys in the back get sorted out. Guys in the front are ready to roll. It's going to be Danny Carpenter in the 28 on the inside, and then we have Trevor Baxter in the 1 on the outside. But we're just in lap number 37, folks. Still over 100 laps left to go. Pace car is in. Field is set as they roll towards the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag in the air.
Only 3 laps to go in stage 1. We get rolling. Your race leader, Danny Carpenter, drops down to the bottom side to try to hold on to it through the remaining of the first stage here, Blake.
We are trackside. Cover your ears, folks. It's going to be loud as they rip it around Daytona. Your race leader still Danny Carpenter on the inside line. They're junking it. 24 into the wall. That's Lyons. He's junk. Caution.
My, oh my. He was beating the wall down in the pacing laps, and now he's junk again.
We got some yelling on the radio. Christian, if you can confirm what's going on, be sure to let us know. But the 24 is absolute junk. Devin Lyons.
Had my radio off at the time of collision, so I did. Oh my!
Not sure if the 24. Yeah, 24 just looks like he comes up here, Christian. Let's get a better look here. With that is not going to help us out. Let's take a look at the chopper view. Here it is, Christian. Oh, well, I think we know who the fault that one was, Christian.
Definitely the 21's fault. What was he doing on the outside there?
Yeah, why would the 21 be outside there? Unfortunate incident there. That's definitely going to be the stage, though, Christian. We're going to call it. Danny Carpenter going to win stage number 1 here tonight. Now, Christian, as we look into the driver chats, is Danny Carpenter available for an interview, you think?
Taking a look. Give me a second.
Well, while Christian digs for that, folks, we appreciate you popping in here. Be sure to click that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You're watching the world's #1 streaming service. Larry McReynolds told you earlier. Go ahead and subscribe. He would never steer you wrong.
Danny Carpenter is in the chat.
All right, well, let's switch over here, Christian, and see if we can get a quick chat with our Stage 1 winner.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, your stage one winner here tonight.
Christian, 1 second. Hang on. You are echoing. If you could mute the other channel, that would be great. I only say that because I know people can hear you echoing if I can hear it. So we're going to get that lined up, ready to roll here. We got plenty of time, thankfully.
Alrighty. Is this better, Blake?
Yes, sir. We're ready to roll.
Alrighty. Your stage 1 winner. We better not pull him in while he's going in the pit road.
You know what? It's probably a smart move just to wait. Let's just wait till he ends the pit stop here as he goes down pit road. Take a look at some of these beautiful pit stops, or pit views, I should say. There he goes, Christian.
Does he do a...
What do you think? Fuel only?
Stop?
Nope.
I mean...
Lefts only, I bet.
I think on stage, you could get tires, but like anything else outside of stage, if you want to bring it down pit road, fuel only and go.
So there they go. Looks like Danny Carpenter going to lose some spots, but he got the left side tires, which might help him out. And you know what, Christian? I think we're ready to pull him in for a quick interview, don't you think?
I think let's go ahead and get it on stage one. Winner's going to be... I do not have permission to... Hold on.
Well, don't worry. I'll get that in a minute. But real quick, Christian, do you see the chat? Look at what just came in. Daryl Young Jr. with a $9.99 super chat. He says he hit the wall because Brantley brought Marshall up in the Harpoon blimp, and he spilled a beer on the track and caused him to get loose. And boy, that's an inside joke, folks. You probably don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about Marshall Harris over at the Harpoon Discord. But Christian, I'll go ahead and find that driver and pull him in for a quick interview. And I don't have permission to pull him either. So no interviews tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
so let's swap on back here, Christian. Go ahead and unmute yourself on the other channel, and we'll be ready to roll. All right, folks. Looks like no interviews happening tonight. We thought the admins hooked us up with some permissions, but that appears to not be the case. So what are you seeing on track here, Christian, so far?
well, you know, we saw that pit cycle go down. They should be about to grid up and get stage 2 underway. We are on lap 30. 100 laps to go here at Daytona in the door-to-door sim racing league. Blake Cup Series action.
Yep, we're going to bunch them up, do it again. We got a new race leader here on the pit stop. Will Hewitt takes over that top spot in the number 48 machine out of Clifton Park, New York.
Daryl Young is the richest guy on YouTube. That last super chat, Blake, was $9.99.
I tell you what, I mean, nobody's got more money than Daryl Young Jr. from Peoria, Illinois. He is just absolutely loaded, folks. But we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in, especially Daryl. You know, he's tearing it up out there. It's his birthday, Christian, and he's sending us super chats.
You know, that's a good guy right there. On his birthday, you know, sharing the love. And here, we really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, put a happy B-Day or birthday to Daryl in the chat. Let's let him know that we all love him and appreciate him popping out here, spending his birthday right here on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV.
You know, Blake, do you want me to sing to Daryl? Do you want me to sing the birthday song?
No, please don't.
Okay. I mean, I thought it would be good. I thought it would be. Sorry, guys.
But we are bunched up, ready to roll here on lap number 31 out of 130. Still about 100 laps left to go here, Christian. At least stage 1 is in the book, so we're going to be starting stage number 2 with some new race leaders out front. You got Will Hewitt in the 48, and then Pacey Wigand in the 02.
That caution definitely, you know, shook some things up. Daryl Young says, "Don't you dare sing." Connor says we won't, but I didn't say I wouldn't. We're going to see what happens as the field is set. The pace car about to get out of the way as they head to the Juicy Spider restart zone to start stage 2. The fans are on their feet. No one is sitting down on their seat. Green flag is in the air and waving here at Daytona.
Clean and green, Will Hewitt, your race leader out front. We haven't junked it yet. Let's drop back in the field. Take a look at the 41 machine. Michael Kurdzalik with Bass Pro Shops on the car.
Falling in line, has a little bit of a gap there. Shouldn't be too much of an issue to catch back up to the car in front of him. Going to be single file for the most part. No, you have 4 cars out there trying to make that second line work, Blake.
Michael Kurdzalik going to try to get up there. Let's see if these guys can make that top line work. We see Danny Carpenter here ripping it on the bottom in the 5th position.
They are trying to get that second line moving there. You see the O2 on the top side of that FedEx ground machine. Trying to get your packages delivered to the front row.
Doing a great job here as Will Hewitt continues to set the pace out front. Let's check out that HMS TV rear cam on our race leader.
Looking back on the field, wow, what a shot this is, Blake.
Yeah, you see Reeves in the second spot. Sitting in third is going to be Mr. Ken Campbell in that number 15 machine. Let's check him out, see what he's got going on in the third position.
You know, trying to follow basically the second place guy right now, stay at a good distance. No, he's going to try to get a run and take this lead for himself.
He's got Huff right behind him, getting a push here. Can Campbell make that top line work and take over the top spot at the line? New race leader, Ken Campbell.
He looked in his mirror and saw that run on the high side coming, and he took 100% advantage of it.
What a move. He must be buddies with that 08 of Huff. They were on the same page. Campbell knew all along what was going to happen, and he is now your race leader. Colt Huff second, Will Hewitt in the third. Bugs here in the chat asking, how do we donate? There should be a little button to the right of the chat. Maybe Daryl can walk you through that, honestly. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure, though, by the chat, you should see to the right of it, there's like a $sign. You can donate if you want, but it is definitely not mandatory. But we greatly appreciate each and every one that we get as Ken Campbell continues to lead out front. Christian, let's drop back here, see what Bradley Knopfsnyder in the 87's doing back in the field.
Back in 19th place, 4 down from where he started at night. Just trying to survive back here. It's a deadly zone we've learned from all the cautions we've had so far. Needs to get something moving here. So get a Brian Burchett 23rd on the bottom side here. 3 wide to his outside. This is not where you want to be, Blake.
It is a war back here, Christian. These guys going 3 and potentially 4 wide. They're shooting the gaps, doing everything they can to get from 22nd up to 21st.
Get all the sparks flying. This is definitely night racing at Daytona. I don't know if the lights are working down the front stretch yet. Blake, did you pay the power bill?
No, I did not. I told them to hold off on the lights as long as they can because, Christian, these cars have headlights on the front, right?
Blake, this is not MCR, buddy. These are just stickers.
No! They're jumping! Caution is out. The big one just happened, Christian. There is at least, I don't know, 6, 7 cars into the wall.
I told you back there in the back is not where you want to be. Oh. And let me tell you, they learned that.
Hard hit. See this again one more time here, folks. Take a look. Already spinning. Let's rewind this just a bit. Let's go to the HMS TV chopper cam, see if we can get a better view. What happened here as we go HMS TV slow motion. They're 3 wide. I don't know if they knew they were 3 wide because he comes down. There's a car there, gets left hooked into the 41, and here it goes from there.
Michael Kurgelik gets hard impact into the wall. That hit, that hit had to hurt. My, oh my, and oh, super chat, that was my fault. I didn't pay the bill.
Oh, Daryl Young Jr. in the chat. Thank you for mentioning that, Daryl. You know, Christian trying to pin it off on me. We're glad you're paying attention. Daryl Young with a $1.99 super chat, the richest man on the internet, letting us know Christian Taylor was the one who didn't pay the light bill. And it looks like the lights are slowly starting to turn on, Christian, but still looking pretty dark.
Well, you know, I only paid half the bill. You know, we got lights on the back stretch, but we don't need them on the front stretch, right?
Well, I'd say it's good enough. You know, pace car has lights at least.
Absolutely. Well, Blake, that's caution number 6 here on lap 37. Long way to go.
Yeah, long way to go, certainly. But, folks, we are going to take a quick break. We may as well. We're under our 6th caution of the night here with the Door-to-Door Cup Series on the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We will be right back. We are back here at Daytona, and Christian, we've had some junked race cars for sure. We're on our 6th caution of the night, heading into lap number 40.
6th caution of the night. I don't understand how we have any cars rolling, but field is set again, as you see right there, clear as day. We have quite a few less than we started with, Blake.
Absolutely, Ken Campbell, your race leader in that number 15 machine out front on his outside, the guy that helped him get out front there in the 08. It's going to be Colt Huff.
Real quick information that I probably should have shared earlier tonight. There were 4 sets of tires over the wall. Some people have already took them. Some people haven't. But fuel is set at 100%. So what you saw tonight in the race is the case here tonight in the door-to-door league.
Absolutely, as the field is set, you're going to see that pace car take a hard left, and it looks like it is about officially nighttime. Let's see if the track conditions change as the pace car heads in. Christian, you're about to take a screen.
Pace car is off. Field is set. The fans are on their feet. Not one of them is set down once since we got going through the Juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag in the air here in the door-to-door Cup Series.
Ken Campbell holds on to the race lead. 2nd place right behind him, Will Hewitt, with Colt Huff falling in a line right behind those two.
Heading through the turn. Ken Campbell leading the charge on the bottom side there. They're trying to get that high side organized. It seems like it always falls apart, but they are doing their best to get it running again. As you see some drivers in the bottom line opting to poke their nose out and try to make a run themselves. That is the number 12 car, Blake.
That's last season's champion, Alan Duggar. He says, boys, let's go to the front. It's go time. There's only about 90 laps left.
You know, and no one's going to be with him until this field catches him right here. Hopefully Sanchez doesn't give him too hard of a bump. No, it's not going to be. Thankfully for him, going to lock bumpers here. Now it becomes Nate Polar's job to keep that car on the bumper of the car in front of them, as they're going to be working their way towards the front of this pack.
Here we are on board with Nate Pollard currently as he is cruising in the 12th position, trying to give a shove on this outside line.
It takes a very skilled second driver in line to take a shove like that. 3 cars linked together. It's something that is very dangerous if you don't know who you're working with.
With the 18 of Josh Sanchez is shoving him up there through the corners. This top line's got some serious speed thanks to the 18, Josh Sanchez, shoving that number 12 up front.
Kind of reminds me of my teammate Jesse Becker. If he's ever behind you, you're going to the front. He is a great pusher. And that's something that the 12 is learning right now, that Joshua Sanchez is a great pusher for himself.
Keep an eye on this top line as you're seeing that 12 spark through the whole corner. Wonder if he might be slowing down a bit here as the bottom lane getting a shove as well. Christian, this is an open setup league, we might add. I don't think we let our viewers know. Not many open setup leagues left these days in iRacing, and this is one of them.
That is actually, I must have missed that note for myself. That changes a good bit of stuff when it comes to drivers, you know, who may not have the best setup, or you know, maybe running the iRacing setup against, you know, there are some beefy setup packages out there. We learned that back in the 5150 days, Blake. We had 2 people that, you know, were dominating the series. What did they have? We didn't know. But then once they finally leaked that setup, everyone was running the same exact group. Isn't that right, Blake?
Absolutely, and while Ken Campbell is still your race leader here in lap number 43, we've got about 47, 46 fans tuned in here. Be sure to click that like button, subscribe to the channel. You're watching door-to-door Cup Series action. Ken Campbell leading this thing out front still.
Looking back at Hewitt, Will Hewitt, that is a number 48 Chevy, pushing Ken Campbell along here.
Absolutely, Ken Campbell is right where he wants to be out front, folks, and I'm trying to get some information for you here. I believe Ken Campbell Racing, or no, it's Campbell Racing on YouTube. I'm trying to confirm his account. and I believe it's Campbell Racing. So I'll have to get with him to double check, but I think that's it. But boy, he's got a YouTube channel. I can see why, Christian, because he's got some serious speed out front.
It looks like he's working well with Will Hewitt behind him.
Yeah, but that top line looks like they're getting a run. I believe that is last season's champion, the 12 of Alan Duggar, leading the pack up there.
So if he's the last season's champion, he definitely knows a thing or two about draft racing, because, you know, the draft racing and the draft tracks can really make or break your entire season. If you have consistency in and out the season, but you have like the DNFs, the draft tracks, that's going to hurt you overall, especially in a new chase format.
Absolutely, door to door. They're following the Cup Series points format, so they're going to be having the chase here at the end of the season. As Alan Duggar getting shoved up to the front, they better watch that 12 machine. They do not want to let him control this race here as we roll in a lap 46.
You know, that makes a lot of sense then. If last year they were using the playoff format, you know, we mentioned one driver having so many wins, but then another driver being the champion. That's playoff racing for you. This season, with it being the chase format, it's going to be a lot different. Every driver in the field will race differently because of the format.
Well, Christian, my ears stopped ringing from earlier, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to go trackside. Listen in, folks. Cover your ears. It's going to get loud. Look at these shots as they roll past the start-finish line. Ken Campbell still your race leader.
My, oh my, what kind of shots these are. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a cameraman, I just had 5 people quit. They said that they were having to be too close to the cars.
Well, we'll go up so we can hear, but like Christian was saying, we're looking for cameramen, folks. We do have cameramen holding those cameras down trackside right on the yellow line. You know, thankfully we haven't had to pay anybody yet because it hasn't ended too well for them.
Yeah, 5 people just quit.
Well, if you want to call it quit, Christian.
Okay, yeah, but they're no longer employed with HMS TV.
That's unfortunate, but Ken Campbell looking good out front, still controlling this race. Will Hewitt behind him with Cole Huff in third.
Look at how well they're working together. Will Hewitt only leaves the bumper of Ken Campbell briefly to catch some air, and then he's right back to it, pushing them on along.
Absolutely, as we are rolling into stage number 3 here in just 13 laps. Ken Campbell controlling the pace. Let's jump up, Christian, see what's going on a little bit further back in the field as the top line actually getting a run. Let's just go back here to Danny Carpenter in the 28. What's he doing, Christian?
Well, you know, I just saw a bit of a checkup from Danny Carpenter there, or not really from him, but throughout the rest of the pack. But the 08's going to just abandon him. Cole Huff drops down to the bottom, leaving Danny Carpenter as the sole leader, the top line, but he has help. Alan Duggar, is that? Yeah, Alan Duggar behind him, pushing him on along, pushing him hard to the lead.
Yeah, we got Carpenter, your race leader, with Duggar right on his bumper. Nate Pollard rounding out your top 3 here as we have new guys out front.
Danny Carpenter, Alan Duggar, and Nate Pollard worked up their way through that top side and dropped down to lead the bottom lane now. Looking back at Cole Huff, who was the first one to abandon that top side as soon as he got clear. Let's see how well that worked for him. And we have a new super chat in the chat, Blake.
Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, their first super chat ever. Bugs Ear just said, let's go Essery. Rooting for Chris Essery. Christian, how's Mr. Chris Essery doing?
We're going to go on to Chris Essery on the camera right there, running in the 11th position. You know, trying to get some help out there. I'm not sure if he ran in this league last year or not, but he's learning who he can and can't work with. As we're going to take the Juicy Spider drone cam around, Drunken Spider on the cam. He's running a Morgan Wallen pay. Is that Morgan Wallen, Blake?
Morgan Wallen, I'm the problem. I don't know if that's one of his songs, Christian. I'm not going to lie. I don't know anything about Morgan Wallen, but that is one good-looking car for Mr. Chris Essery in the number 4.
Well, we're going to have to take a call from Hutchinson Motorsports TV own country expert, Bugaboo, my wife, Danielle Taylor, in the chat, I hope, if she's listening, is I'm the Problem one of Morgan Wallen's songs?
I'm thinking Danielle will know that for sure.
Oh, Danielle will definitely know that. She's like a country music expert. We'll see if she's in the chat.
I'll tell you who is in the chat, though. Connor Gerard says, interesting paint schemes tonight. We got Drunken Spider out there as well as Danny Carpenter. Continues to lean out. Right hook into the fence. Caution is out. Oh,
No,
my. The 16.
No.
Oh, that's Nate Pollard involved heavily. He might be dead, Christian. Let's take a look.
Oh, no. I didn't want to see that. It just gets turned hard into the wall down the backstretch.
See this one more time here. Rewind it just a bit here, folks. Play it from here, and we'll slow it down for you. So, look, he makes a move to the outside. Pollard comes up a tad, and that's just deadly incident. Straight down the straightaway into the fence. You don't see right hooks like that in the straightaways that often, Christian.
No, Colt went up like he had a run and was going to try to take it to the outside, and then a late block from Nate Pollard turned fatal. That car is destroyed. Someone else got involved there. Sent them down to the inside. Let's see who that was sliding down. I can't make out his number, but oh my.
Tommy Welch involved there in the 11. Gets into the wall. He's going to have some damage as well. And, folks, I think that's caution number 7 here tonight.
Caution number 7, indeed. Lap 52 of 130. Nate Pollard's rolling, so I don't know if he towed it in and got a fast repair or was he able to drive it back.
I think he drove it back. I don't know if there are any fast repairs or what the deal is with all that, Christian, but we're in a lap number 52 out of 130. We still got about 8 laps left to go here before stage number 2 is in the books.
I'm going to be investigating the fast repair or not thing here.
While Christian does that in the chat, Danielle Taylor has confirmed, yes, If I'm the Problem is a Morgan Wallen song. So there you go. While Christian digs into some race info, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and hopefully Nate Pollard's all right. We'll be right back. You're watching the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV. We are back here at Daytona, and the wrecks continue. Caution number 7. We're just 54 laps in, and man, that was probably the hardest hit of the night, Christian.
That was a definite hard hit. Daryl Young with a super chat states that caution, Nate saw Christian shirtless. My shirt, Blake, you've been sitting beside me all night. Has my shirt came off?
Yes, and that's why the caution
No,
came out.
don't. You weren't supposed to tell him, Dad. Blake.
Thank you, Daryl, for putting him on blast. I felt very awkward all evening up here in the booth, and I'm glad somebody said it. Christian Taylor has finally put his shirt on. But Christian, looks like Danny Carpenter going to start this race, or restart, from the inside with Alan Duggar on the outside. Pace car is in, folks. Field is set. Door-to-door action is about to get back underway into the juicy spider restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Look out, don't hit the camera guy, Christian. There we go, we're good.
Watch out. Okay. Camera guy, this guy's up on top of the banking here.
What is he doing up there?
Oh, I made him sit there.
This guy, he's feeling pretty scary, but he's good to go. And oh man, this is probably the most dangerous one, Christian.
Yeah, we're going to be safe. I don't think we're going to lose any cameraman this time around.
That is good as we jump back here and take a look. Danny Carpenter, your race leader with the 15 of Ken Campbell in second.
Danny Carpenter working his way around the track. My wife is very concerned of why I was shirtless in the broadcast booth, apparently.
Well, I'm glad Daryl called you out, but hey, how about this up front? Looking pretty good. 5 laps left to go here in stage number 2, Christian.
This is going to get intense here as they're working their way through turns 1 here. The top line non-existent. They're trying to get it worked out up there. Who's going to be the one to jump out, 5 or 6 cars back on that bottom line to try to make their way to the front? You're not going to get anywhere following the leader. 5 laps to go into stage. Usually I say chill, but if you want stage points, it's now or never.
Well, Christian, it's time to change up the view here. Whenever the first thing when drivers wreck, the first guy they're going to blame, we got a camera up there. Here it is, Christian. That's right, the spotter. We are here with the spotters up on top of the World Center of Racing sign and building here at Daytona. There they go past the start-finish line.
Absolutely. Spotters, they're the most necessary job in racing, but some drivers just choose to ignore the guy up there that can see everything.
Absolutely. They ignore them and then they blame them and say they told them wrong. But nonetheless, we're still clean and green. Connor Gerard in the chat. Danielle Taylor. We got Daryl Young Jr., Robbie Sheen. We got Chris Essery's grandparents as well. All kinds of fans tuned in here, Christian. I'm seeing 50 fans tuned in here live to HMS TV.
Welcome in, everybody. If you're listening for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment and chat. Most importantly, hit that like button too. I see 15 likes. Let me go ahead and refresh that. Who knows? It may be more now, but 16, as I'm mentioning it, somebody else does it. Everybody pulls their weight. We'll get more people in here. Door-to-door Cup Series action every Sunday night. We're going to be following the NASCAR Cup Series every week. 100% fuel, about 50% race length, Blake.
Yeah, and you know what? Since we got 3 left to go, if you don't believe Christian on why he subscribed to HMS TV, take a listen to this guy. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchison Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Rick.
We are back and caution is out. That was bad timing. They are junk here, Christian. Let's take a look at what happened. Looks like Tom Hegland is junk. And that's going to be the stage, by the way. But let's take a look right here.
Oh, wow. Just jockeying for position back there. Tom Hegland hard in the wall, and other people went down pit road.
I'm going to be one more time here from the chopper cam. Take a look. One guy goes under the line, and then another guy gets right hooked. Hard into the infield wall goes somebody.
Oh, wow.
Hard into the outside wall goes another. And there you have it. Big wreck. Berwick, Pennsylvania native. Tom Hegland is junk.
If they keep wrecking it, I'm taking my shirt off again.
All right, well, Daryl Young's going to have to let us know. And, man, if they keep wrecking, poor Daryl is going to go broke with all these Super Chats.
My, oh, my. You know, Daryl, you could just send us a regular comment, but, you know, you do you, buddy.
And we know Daryl. I mean, we tell him that all the time, but he likes sending the Super Chats. But, hey, we're not going to stop him. But, folks, we're here. Caution number 8. Just 59 laps in. That is going to be your stage number 2 winner, Danny Carpenter. Now, Christian, did Danny win stage 1 as well?
That is the case, Blake. He is just a stage domination here tonight.
Sweeping the stages is Danny Carpenter. You know, I would pull him in if I can. I'll double check, see if that's been fixed. But my guess is, oh, hang on, Christian. I think I can, actually. So, you know what? Let's swap over, get ready for an interview. Actually, no. Let's let him go down pit road. I don't want to be, you know, the blame of somebody messing up a pit stop. So let's take a moment and watch him head down pit road. See what happens here, Christian.
Danny Carpenter breaking his way down the pit lane. You see cars already pulling in. He qualified well. He actually qualified on the pole, so he's going to come down to this last pit box here.
See, he's going with the left sides again. You know, those right sides, he's just going to leave them all race long. He doesn't care. Filling it up with fuel. Looks like he's going to be the first one off pit road.
Easy win for him. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's switch over to the Discord, get an interview going.
Absolutely. So we'll swap over here, see if Danny Carpenter is available. I'm going to get him in here. Danny, Blake, and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy, buddy?
What's up, bud?
Hey, not much. You're out there dominating. You win stages 1 and 2. Has to feel pretty good, and you leave pit road with the race lead.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Now, Christian, what are you seeing here out of this 28 tonight?
Well, you know, it looks like you know how to manipulate the lanes to your advantage. Pretty much just staying in the lead on the bottom. When you have been further back in the pack, how easy is it to maneuver from the bottom lane to top lane when the run comes to get back into where you need to be?
Well, it's not bad just as long as you got the right guy that's in back of you. You know, just as long as you got a good pusher, it's not hard for me to get up through there. But if I don't, then it's not easy.
Yeah, it seems like it's definitely working out for you. And I'm seeing you in the Mad Dog Motorsports channel. Looks like you got a lot of teammates to work with.
I do.
It definitely has to be an advantage here at a drafting track like Daytona, but it has to feel pretty good. You know, we're just halfway done. But, I mean, you've maximized your points so far, and hopefully you can stay up there the rest of the way.
I'm going to try.
All right, well, we'll send you back to your team so you can get your strategy ready to roll and get started here as caution number 8 starting to come to an end.
All right, thank you.
That was Danny Carpenter, your race leader and your stage 1 and 2 winner, as he is pretty pumped up. He has a large team to work with there, Christian. I'm counting, I don't know, 8 or 10 of them in that chat.
Definitely. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for sure. And let me tell you, they are working well together. We're not going green. Something happened. James Nesta, as we switch back to another program.
Let's swap over here on the audio, Christian, and we'll see what happened. You're watching Hutchinson Motorsports TV here tonight. Danny Carpenter, your race leader, trying to see what happened. Looks like James Nesta might have crashed under caution or stopped. Let's take a look.
James Nesta just working his way through the trioval.
He just pulls over there. I don't know if he had a bathroom break or what happened. So he pulls over and then gets back going. Then I see Tom Heglin might have done the same here, but he's on the backstretch. Or no, that's not the backstretch. Yeah, it is.
It is the backstretch. That's the chicane.
He might be done.
And one of those must have made iRacing automatically redo or send them all around again. I don't know, though.
Yeah, but let's take a look here at the chat. We've got all kinds of fans chatting it up. Roxanne Chavez Essery. Christian, I'm guessing that is the daughter that Bugs here was blaming for the wreck earlier on. Is that right, Roxanne?
That is actually right. I can confirm that. She mentioned earlier in the chat. Trying to find it, so I do not
Roxanne,
lie.
Why are you causing cautions out here? That is just absolutely uncalled for.
Yep, that's actually Chris's mama, Blake.
Okay, so Chris's mom out here causing cautions. You know, poor Chris out here just trying to do his best while his family members getting the caution out. But hey, right now, where are we seeing Mr. Chavez Esri currently?
I am seeing him actually up to his 4th position, so he's going to be inside row. Okay, so no, not really. He's inside row number 3 right now, so he's making his way towards the front. He is exactly where you kind of want to be, but then again, not really, because if the leaders wreck like we saw just tonight in the actual Daytona 500, you may be in trouble.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you got a higher chance to survive up there, I will say. When you're smack dab in the middle of the field, I mean, your odds are not very good. But field is set here, Christian. We're going to be dropping the hammer next time around, going green. We got Danny Carpenter, Ken Campbell, Pacey Widgeon out front.
We're more than halfway there. Stage 3. We got the stages out of the way. The only pauses we're going to have now is for incidents. And, man, have we not had incidents tonight, Blake?
Absolutely, we sure have. But Chris Esri's going to try to get going as he's got his entire family watching here. A lot of pressure on the shoulders of that number 4 machine. We haven't seen much of this guy here, Christian. What have you been seeing out of this 22 machine? Travis Hollins out of Fisher, Minnesota.
Well, we may have not seen anything out of him tonight, too much at least, but let me tell you, that does not mean he hasn't been busy. Go ahead and bring up the hard chargers board, Blake, because I know who's up top. He's actually going to be second on that list.
Let's take a look. Here it is. Go ahead, Christian.
But he's actually second on that list. He's been busy. Only one more busy than him has been Brian Bouchette, up 22 positions. So Travis Hollins.
So how about this row right here, folks? Keep an eye on the 22 and the 3. They are headed to the front. And Christian, we're about to drop the hammer. Go green. Danny Carpenter is ready to get going once again. $52 fans tuned in here on Hutchinson Motorsports TV. Door-to-door Cup Series season opener. Pace car is in. Field is set. Into the juicy spider restart zone they go. Green flag back in the air.
Danny Carpenter leading the field through the trial. He's going to go up to the high side there, making a little bit of an odd move. I don't know if he's just trying to get in line with his teammates or what's going on here, but
great move.
That's not common.
A great move there. He was basically making the top lane pace be a little bit better than the bottom lane, and it looks to have worked out as he's got Ken Campbell in the second spot in that CR15 machine.
51 people just watched us take the green flag again with 68 laps to go in the race. Stage 3 action here in the Door-to-Door Cup Series. You see Pacey there in the O2 machine in the 3rd position. Just, you know, minding the P's and Q's right now, staying where you need to be to get the line moving.
Doing a great job controlling the pace out front as the top 5 or so are single file, and then we go double file from there on back. 67 laps left to go. Christian, what do you know about that?
I know that I'm never here to get in my life and be satisfied.
Oh, come on now, Christian. I know you love saying it.
You mean I love to say 6, 7?
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. You just heard it live on Hutchinson Motorsports TV, the world's #1 streaming service. Again, be sure click that like button if you haven't. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel HMS TV. We're making a hard push to 2K subscribers.
Roxanne in the chat, we talked about her being Chris Esri's mama. Says, I'm the problem, kind of like the car states, I'm the problem. I remember the song now.
Well, I still don't know what this song is, but here comes the field as we are on the walls here at Daytona, ripping it around the high banks.
Absolutely. That's the static cams there. We do have some robot cameras on the wall, Blake. I installed them myself.
I wondered why we lost a couple of them. But here they come through turns 3 and 4 into the front stretch. Going to see the tri-oval and take a look at the flag man. He is cool, calm, and collected watching them whiz by.
He is, look at him go. He is ready to throw that yellow again.
He's got it in his hand. He knows we're going to get plenty of them here tonight.
But hopefully we just, tick off some laps. 65 laps to go here tonight.
We jump on board here. Check out this new HMS TV dash cam. George Chiampoulos out of Fishers, Indiana in the 7th position.
Did you get confirmation on that last name, or did you just go for it, Blake?
I'm just going with it. That's what I do here. I just basically wing it until somebody corrects me. And I don't know. I'm feeling pretty confident on that one.
I think that might be the closest prediction that I've heard tonight. I mean, I'm not even gonna try it myself.
Chris Chiampoulos just subscribed. I think we're going to get a confirmation, Christian.
Oh, yes.
Let us know, please, Chris, because I know we're butchering that. He is ready to let us know how to say this name.
I bet he subscribed just so he could let us know.
Oh, I guarantee he did. He's probably cringing hearing us say that last name wrong, but Danny Carpenter, still your race leader, trying to hold off Ken Campbell.
I will promise you, ladies and gentlemen, and you'll learn throughout the season that we'll be 10, 15 races in, and I'm still going to say last names wrong. It's nothing personal. It's just Christian Taylor for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, there's some guys we've been broadcasting for multiple seasons, and I think he still says their name wrong. Sometimes I feel like it's on purpose. But Danny Carpenter, he's looking pretty good out front. Your top 5 or so looks to be a little bit of on a mini breakaway, but the draft is still there.
I tell you what, Matt Tedler, I say his name right every time.
Oh, absolutely. From GLSR. But how about Hunter Bogdan? I believe we saw him involved in an incident earlier. He finds himself into the top 10 out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
He's up 5 positions where he started. He went all the way to the back. Charlotte, North Carolina native, making his way down the backstretch there. He's just, like everybody else right now, just having to maintain that single line racing.
Take a look at the Juicy Spider drone cam as we rip it around here. The 01 with Jerky Boys on the car. That is one good-looking machine. Let's get a closer look here, Christian. What do you know about Jerky Boys?
Apparently my dog is getting excited at the sound of Jerky Boys. Man, that is a beautiful machine. Jerky Boys beef jerky done right on the car right there. I guess, we're going to give it a little bit of shout out. If you want some beef jerky, go to Jerky Boys.
Absolutely. We got to give some shout outs to these sponsors. A lot of these sponsors really love backing these drivers, and Jerky Boys is one of them, as Hunter Bogdan sitting in the top 10. Danny Carpenter, still your race leader.
Mad Dog Motorsports on the side of his car. Let me tell you, they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. Half the field is on the Mad Dog Motorsports team, it looks like, Christian. So they are running pretty good here early on. Or we're at the middle point of this race, actually. But just 61 laps left to go. We're actually over halfway done.
He's lapped 70 overall of 130. Alan Duggar.
Season's champion Alan Duggar finds himself outside the top 10. We got about, let's see, what's this front pack here? About 16 cars. Hop on board here with Josh Collins in that Sandy's number 27 machine, Christian.
Get on board. Seeing him just trying to, work the air a little bit as you see the second line forming. Let's see Josh Collins in onboard camera. See how focused he's looking as he might lose the draft here. I don't know what happened there.
Absolutely. It looks like he's trying to hang on. We jump up to our eyes in the sky, the Harpoon Design Blimp. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a paint scheme, you're sick of looking slow because you are slow, head on over harpoondesign.com. Paint start, just $25.
I'm looking at this top line, trying to form up, Blake. Who's on the head of that line?
See Daniel Best involved on this top line here. Let's hop on board in the HMS TV nose cam. He is the front car here out of Shreveport. I believe that's Louisiana.
It's kind of that 14 behind him, I believe it was. It's going to be Stephen Bird, also from Mad Dog Motorsport, trying to get up there to his teammate. He was kind of all over the place there. And I'm kind of concerned what might happen here.
Trying to get a push out there. He's struggling to keep that car straight. Hopefully he can figure it out here as Danny Carpenter likes what he's seeing back there. He wants to keep him in the back.
You could be the best pusher, but if the car in front of you can't take it, they're actually Mad Dog teammates. I'm hoping it's just the way it's looking right now, but they're all over the place.
Haven't talked much about this guy, but in the 9th, now 10th position, it's the 88 of Clayton Cyrus, and he's got to be a little scared as the 14 giving a big shove to that, I believe, number 6 machine.
I'll say Clayton Cyrus, though, through that turn, he went up way higher than he should be. I don't know if it, just getting a little loose there. He's trying to side draft or something, but he's leaving that yellow line and moving up the track.
Yeah, we're going to keep our eyes here. And Christian, he's got ski on the car. Not sure if you're familiar with that, but it is a soda here in the Midwest. And it's pretty good. It's kind of like sort of like a Sprite, sort of like a Mountain Dew type soda.
Well, Blake, I've never heard of it myself, but, whenever I come to the Midwest for the first time, I guess I'll have to give it a try.
Yes, I'm not sure where Clayton Cyrus is from, but my guess, probably somewhere out in the Midwest. But a big run here from the top side. 14 giving a big shove. Mad Dog Motorsports trying to get to the front. And Christian, all 3 of those cars are Mad Dog Motorsports cars, it appears.
Let us see how well they work together, moving their way to the front. They have a Mad Dog competitor up there leading the charge right now, Danny Carpenter. But Danny Carpenter's just got to look forward. He cannot worry about his teammates in the back as they are kind of all over the place right now. Still.
We're going to see if they can get it straightened out. And, maybe Danny Carpenter can help him out by just slamming the brakes, Christian. What do you think?
I mean, if he wants to die, yes.
We'll have to see how this plays out as Danny Carpenter continues to lead out front. 2nd position, still the CR15 machine. Ken Campbell, let's hop on board with this number 15, Christian.
On board, looking back. FedEx ground machine behind him.
Yeah, not much going on as there's single file. At least we're logging some laps here. Going to be 55 laps left to go as we pull up your HMS TV pit strategy board. These guys, Christian, they pit about 15 laps ago.
I think they're going to have one more pit cycle ahead of them. I haven't ran any officials myself, I know what they did in the Cup Series, but, they save fuel like crazy. Maybe Daryl Young in the chat can let us know what a 100% fuel cycle looks like at Daytona.
I think it's in the late 30s, early 40s. I'm not 100% though. We're just going to have to wait and see if we can get confirmation. But I think you're right. I think you're going to see him pit one more time here in the next, 15, 20 laps.
But, they're out here saving fuel like they did in the Cup Series, right, Blake?
Oh, no, we're full throttle here. We don't do that stuff in the door-to-door Cup Series.
Danny Carpenter out front, leading the charge on this bottom line. That top side trying to see what they could do. I don't think they've went anywhere yet.
They've gained a few spots here and there, but it looks like they're trying to get a run once again. That's Daniel Best in that 5 machine trying to lead the charge as we hop on board.
On board, looking over the nose of this Mad Dog Motorsports machine there. He's trying to get the side draft. You see Chris Essery going to be the next car in line ahead of him. If I'm Chris Essery, I kind of want to jump up and get in this action and ride it to the front. It might be 55 to go, but, once you get up there, it seems like, as Danny Carpenter is showing us,
oh,
that's the place to be.
3rd place car, Pacey Widget going to take that top lane here. He's going to lead the charge, see if he can take over the top spot.
I just said that, and then I got to thinking, and something that you're not going to be able to see on the track, really. Every car behind him is a Mad Dog Motorsports car, so they're not going to, leave their teammates. So they will leave you out to try in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we're just going to wait and see, and it looks like Campbell going to stay in line here. Still going to be Danny Carpenter out front as the top line is getting a big run, Christian.
2 Mad Dog machines dropped down, leaving one back there behind. Is that Nate Bullard, I believe, in the blue and yellow car? No.
No, Nate Pollard, I believe, involved in a big incident earlier. I don't know if he's even out there at this point. I think he is, actually. So, I don't know, folks. We'll just keep our eyes out. And we got a new race leader, Pacey Widget, out front here out of CO, New York.
Danny Carpenter has to be somewhat aggravated. Maybe not, but, he just got passed by his teammates, and not only by one teammate, 2 of them, and then another car that rode that wave up. He's back to 6th.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. Looks like Widget trying to take on that top line. He's pulling an Austin Hill, Christian. He wants to lead this thing the rest of the way.
Yeah, but unlike Austin Hill, who may trust the people he's blocking, I don't think you could do that too well in iRacing.
Well, I don't know. I mean, Austin Hill is a role model in the garage, if you ask him.
Yeah, he said it himself, and that's exactly why at Indianapolis Motor Speedway last year, he showed how much of a role model he was, right?
Absolutely. He got a race suspension for it, but Pacey Widgett's still out front trying to hold off the 29 of James Nesta, who worked himself all the way to the front. Christian, he was in the back just, I don't know, 15, maybe 10 laps ago.
51 laps left to go here in the door-to-door Cup Series. Somebody exiting pit road there. I don't think we're going to see pit cycles just yet, but that comes to, it's very interesting. We saw all those Mad Dog Motorsports working together to get to the front. Was that all in the name of the pit cycle that's pending?
It could have been, but we saw all the hard work done from that top lane, and the 0-2 of Widgett gets hung out to dry. He's going to drop back and lose a lot of spots here, Christian.
That was Mad Dog Motorsports. They all at the same time just said, you know what? We're tired of this 0-2 leading. And they dumped him like a bad salad. He is all the way back to 6 now.
Yeah.
My, oh my.
That should be a lesson for the rest of these drivers. I mean, you got 6, maybe 7 drivers for Mad Dog Motorsports. If you're in a pack with them, you better look out and, keep your eyes in the back of your head, because they're not going to hang with you. They're here to win.
And there was nothing that the O2 machine could have done to prevent that from happening. They all stepped out at the exact same time. I guarantee you in their voice channel, there was even a countdown. 3, 2, 1, vroom.
And I bet they're laughing about it here as they take over that top spot. The 0-2 trying to form a charge out front to undo it. But you got to be weary here with all these Mad Dog Motorsports cars out front controlling this race.
Right now, I wouldn't even try to push back up in front of them. They're just going to do that same thing again. You're going to have to catch them towards the end of this race. You're not going to be able to, outwork 5 cars teaming together.
And, if you get up there, you better bring some friends, because if you're up there by yourself, Mad Dog Motorsports, they're going to get the best of you. They're out here licking their chops. They got the cars and the numbers, and they got the talent to get it done. Now we got Hewitt here. I believe he might be a lap down here, that second car in line. And I don't think he's part of Mad Dog Motorsports. And how about this? Now I see why James Nesta is leading. Christian, what are you seeing?
Just leading this charge right here. Mad Dog Motorsports, dominating all of a sudden. They got all together, and that might be treacherous for the rest of the field.
No, Christian. What I'm seeing on your screen right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Well, I was looking at, bigger picture. Hutchinson Motorsports TV is on board, and that's why he's leading,
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina native James Nesta out front here. Here comes the top line, though. Can they hold on as a lap car of Hewitt giving a big shove?
Hewitt, right where he needs to be to get that lap back. Is he 1 lap down, or is it multiple?
I'm scrolling back here. Believe just 1. Yeah, just 1 lap down.
So yeah, that's perfect for him if there's a caution. As long as you're not the caution.
Absolutely. You don't want to be involved, or you won't get that lucky dog, as Alan Duggar finds himself in the 6th position here in that number 12 machine. We believe, pit cycle should start soon. We're going to take a quick break, catch our breath real quick, but don't you worry. We're going HMS TV side by side. You're not going to miss a lap. We'll see you in 1 moment. We are back here at Daytona. James Nesta, still your race leader here. Christian, what are we seeing out of this 29 machine from Mad Dog Motorsports?
You know, just keeping an eye on him. 29 machine. Leading the charge right now. Hutchinson Motorsports TV on the back of that car. Hewitt behind them, you know, trying to stay in that lucky dog position.
Doing a great job at shoving. And again, you know, they're staying single file. Again, it takes a group of people to form that top line. And again, you know, I mean, six or so cars out front with Mad Dog Motorsports. It's tough to find some friends in the back willing to go up top.
Especially, you know, it seems like the more aggressive team is the team leading right now. I mean, aside from 48, I'm not sure if he's involved with him. Will Hewitt, I'm not sure if he's involved. Yes, he is. He's in there with Mad Dog Motorsports. So the entire top 5, even though one of them being lapped down, is all Mad Dog.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to overcome. But if anybody can do it, it's Alan Duggar here, last season's champion with the door-to-door Cup Series. Can they form a line to get out front, or they might just be riding around here, Christian, because we know pit cycles probably happening here in the next 10 or so laps.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all put together. And if I'm Chris Essery, I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, you know, again, though, it's going to be tough to overcome such a high number of cars. Maybe you try an alternate strategy, pit early. I don't know what to do, honestly. You definitely want some people to go down pit road with you, though. You know that.
First car that is not a Mad Dog machine is going to be Pacey Wignet in that 02 from PBR Racing. I mean, going to be the one you have to keep an eye out for when they step out to try to form that second line. Does Chris Essery go with them? Keep an eye on that FedEx machine. Chris Essery, I'm the Problem by Morgan Wallen Paint. Right behind them.
Yeah, we hop on board here. Chris Essery in the 7th position from Bakersfield, California. Again, he's just riding right now. We're waiting to pit here under green. It's good to see some clean and green action. Christian, we have been green now for, let's see, about 29, almost 30 laps.
You know, that tends to happen in these, especially when a early race is kind of a caution fest. You run out of the cars that's causing the cautions, and you get to the clean drivers, and the clean drivers will prevail always in iRacing.
Absolutely. And Christian, I believe Jesse Becker is either live already or he's going live shortly over here on HMS TV. Don't you go anywhere, though. If you're going to do anything, open up a second stream. You can watch 2 streams at once. We know Connor Gerard's going to do it.
Connor Gerard, always the HMS TV super goat.
A big shout out to all our fans here tonight. We got about 54, 55 fans tuned in. Connor Gerard, Daryl Young, Bugsy here. We got too many to call out. Appreciate each and every one of you. And if you haven't yet, just like Larry McReynolds told you earlier, click that like button, subscribe to the channel. You're watching the world's #1 streaming service, Hutchinson Motorsports TV, door-to-door Cup Series action here at the World Center of Racing, Daytona.
And if America's crew chief tells you, then I don't know who else could tell you if you don't believe him.
Well, if you're not believing us right now, take a listen in. We're going to go over. Last time we went over to him, we had a big wreck, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. But go ahead, Larry.
Hi, I'm Larry McReynolds. Remember, in any type of racing, it's all about execution. So right now, subscribe to Hutchinson Motorsports TV today. You know America's crew chief. I would never steer you wrong.
Hutchinson Motorsports TV is back. The lights are bright and the stands are packed.
We are back here at Daytona, and Larry McReynolds himself just said it. And folks, people ask all the time, is that AI? It is definitely not. We have Larry McReynolds on the payroll, and you heard it from him, folks. So click that subscribe button. You're watching the world's #1 streaming service as James Nesta and the pack coming up on some lap traffic here, Christian.
No, that lap car's probably doing the right thing, staying out of the way. But, you know, there are ways to get that draft. You know, just getting out of the way isn't it? Unless you're damaged. He probably got some damage from a previous incident.
Oh, yeah, he's been involved in some incidents. Probably a good thing he stayed out of the way. But George C. Giampoulos, we're going to go with, he's got some damage too, it looks like, or something. He's way off pace in the 15th position.
Very unfortunate for George there.
Let's jump back up front here. Stephen Bird, not sure we heard much from this guy, but he finds himself up to third here, Christian, with his buddies from Mad Dog Motorsports.
I think this is going to be kind of what it is the rest of this race, even after the pit cycle. Mad Dog's going to all pit together or do Sim Racing League on the back of the car in front of Stephen Bird here. But going to be a one-team show, I believe.
Yeah, well, Christian, so what you're saying is just throw the checkered.
/ checkered, indeed.
Oh, Christian's calling it, folks. He's saying Mad Dog Motorsports is unbeatable. Can these drivers prove him wrong? Stephen Bird's currently in third. We've got Daniel Best in second. James Nesta leading the pack.
But I will say, at the same time, Blake, there is absolutely one way they will lose this race, and that is a one-worded answer, and that is greed.
Yeah, well, we'll see how loyal they are once we get to the end of this thing. Just 37 laps left to go. Let's pull up the pit strategy board. These guys pit 34 laps ago, so if they're going to cut this stage in half here, you're going to see them pitting here in the next couple of laps. Topping on board here, Pacey Widgeon in the 6th position, trying to find a way around this cluster up front of Mad Dog Motorsports cars.
I think he's doing exactly what they need to do right now, and that's just fit in where you get in, stay in line. It's too early to try to make the move now, because if you get ahead of these cars, they're just going to send you down the rabbit hole like they have a few times, Blake.
Well, in the chat, I just put a message. Ken Campbell, we can confirm on the back of his cars. It is Campbell Racing on YouTube. Give him a follow. He's got some pretty cool videos. He's got a decent following, too. He's got some very informative stuff. You know, we do live broadcasts here, but Ken Campbell, he helps you out with some speed stuff, and he is definitely one to listen to, as he has over 5,000 iRating. So go ahead, check him out, folks. And you're going to maybe see some cool stuff coming up here, hopefully between the two of us.
36 laps to go. When are these Mad Dog team cars going to come down pit road, Blake?
Again, I think it's just a matter of time. If you're cutting this stage in half, you really need to pit this next time around. But nobody, really no takers so far. Well, Christian, one thing we do know, we learned it earlier in this Cup race, you don't want to pit with too many cars. If you're out front in this 16 or so car pack, you don't want everybody to pit at once. You kind of want to try to maybe split this in half or so.
Well, I think that team that they have right there, the 5 cars together, and I mean, even I think the lap car should come with them, but I think that is the perfect amount to come.
I'd have to agree with you. Come early, come often, as Mad Dog Motorsports is out front. When are they going to head down?
35 laps to go. I know they are in the pit window now. 34 now, excuse me.
Now, one thing to remember, though, Christian, Ken Campbell, I don't think he is with Mad Dog Motorsports, so he's really the first one out there, as far as I know, not with the team. So keep an eye on him for sure.
I have a feeling that when those Mad Dog cars come, I think we'll have way more than just them pit at the same time. I think people are watching the leaders.
Yeah, you know, Christian, when one comes, it seems like everybody does, as Ken Campbell finds himself in 5th out of Scottsboro, Alabama. And Christian, we got a lot of guys from the Alabama area here in the Door-to-Door Cup Series.
Absolutely. Good old Alabama. Took a trip down to Talladega this last year. It was a very fun trip. Got to go again. They're going to be actually revamping Talladega soon, Blake. Wonder what that will entail.
Yeah, I got 2 words for you, Christian, considering all of that. Roll Tide.
You know what, Blake? I wish you'd never do that again.
We got Alabama natives on track as the 79 going another lap down here, or 1 lap down. He is going to hope his luck gets back on track here, as we have 33 laps left to go. When are these guys out front going to take that hard left and head down pit road?
Alabama fans could be happy until the 3rd week in October of this coming year now. You know, you may have one-upped us last year, but go Vols. We're coming hungry. We're going to take you out this year. I just know it.
Yeah, you know, the Vols are no slouches except in bowl games when the Illinois Fighting Illini whooped them.
Hey, Blake, easy, okay? I'm sensitive.
Yeah, Christian, a big Tennessee Vols fan. You know, Christian's teams are all over America, it appears.
I mean, there is nothing wrong with it. You know, I'm a Chiefs fan in football. We're not going to talk about that year we just had. And you know, it goes to show you, Blake. People accuse me of being a bandwagoner. I'm still a Chiefs fan after that last year. Still a Vols fan. And I'm even a Trackhouse fan, and we can only win road courses. So,
are you sure, Christian? I heard you used to be a Patriots fan, and now you're going to be a Seahawks fan. Is that true?
No, it is not true, and you know better, Blake.
Well, we have just 31 laps left to go. These guys staying out here, you know, you got to start thinking, when are they going to head down? Because, again, you want to pit under green. If a yellow comes out, it's not like a normal track. You know, a normal track that's a mile and a half, you fall a lap down when you pit. Well, not here at Daytona. You want to pit under green so you don't lose the track position.
Ooh, Blake got in trouble. Danielle has done told you. Blake, that is not nice.
Oh, man. Well, Danielle, I hate to say this, you know, I hate telling on Christian, but earlier he was yelling at the family dog of Woody, and here they come down pit road.
Oh, here comes everybody.
Oh.
Door to door. Chris Essery going to make contact with somebody there. Oh, and the 29 gets turned by the
Oh, they're junking it.
They're all junking it. Oh, my.
Still green. They're under pit road here. Oh, that is too bad. You know, Christian, I said it earlier, sometimes too many can pit, and that's what happened. Ken Campbell was hit coming into the pits. Hopefully that car's okay.
Well, he just drove down enough pit boxes to be okay. My, oh, my.
Yeah,
my God.
Trying to get a good shot down pit road here, folks. Let's take a look on track. Clayton Cyrus, he stayed out all by himself, Christian. What a call.
This is the winning strategy, sure, I guess.
Well, at least he's got some lap traffic here, but it might have actually paid off, Christian, because if he would have went down pit road, there's probably a 50-50 shot he would have junked it, but he's heading down right now, and he's flying. Oh, my gosh.
Well, you just got to get to 55 by the...
No, it's not.
I'm going to keep an eye.
He was flying, Christian. It's like Pacey Widgeon, the first one off pit road here. You got Ken Campbell behind him. Hopefully that car's okay. We know we got clipped in the rear heading down pit road.
My, oh, my. I kind of wish I had the radio on because I bet it lit up just then. Unless it lit up in the team chat. Who knows?
Well, Christian, let's take a look here. I think I have a replay of the madness going down pit road. One moment. Let's rewind this just a little bit. We're still clean and green, by the way, but take a look at this here, folks. Let's go to the chopper cam, and here it is, just pure madness. I don't even know where to start. Cars everywhere. They're like 5 wide. One gets hooked there, another one hooked in the back right here, and there you have it. So just pure madness down pit road, but we're still clean and green.
There's got to be some hurt feelings after that one, Blake. I mean, I know how I feel is to be coming to pit road and get turned. You know, it's just mind your own business, and wham, you get rammed into the back of, picks your wheels off the ground, spins you all around. It makes you ill.
Well, right now we got a 3-car breakaway, Christian. Looks like Pacey Widgeon, Ken Campbell, and Alan Duggar. The 3-car breakaway, they got about a 2.5 to 3 second lead. Then we have Chris Essery with another 3-car pack. So it's going to be tough for them to run them down. They don't have the numbers.
That, and I will say, who is not involved in those first 2-car breakaways? Mad Dog Motorsports.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you're right there. Mad Dog Motorsports nowhere to be found here, it appears. We got a lap car involved in this group right here, but we dropped back a couple of spots. Daniel Best, we got a 2-car breakaway. Seems like everybody split up here, Christian. Then we have a 4-car breakaway. Then we drop a little bit further back, way back here. James Nesta entered pit road in the lead. Well, he got spun out. He's all the way back in 12th.
Yeah, but if you go back up to that last pack there, I think it was Daniel Best. I think that starts the line. No, it's going to be the one behind them. Sorry, Blake. Behind Brian Bruchette, Stephen Bird. That starts the line of Mad Dog cars, and they're going to be working together. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this pack here. I have a feeling that with 27 laps to go, if they work together the best, they might make it back up to the front.
And the only problem, they only have 4 cars. You know, you got basically three or 4 car packs, so nobody's got an advantage in numbers. And these guys out front, I think they know if you stay straight, I mean, it's going to be between these 3.
And that's what they're going to have to do. If they start racing each other at all, they will not maintain this lead.
But Christian, looks like that gap between 3rd and 4th is up to 4.5 seconds. I mean, these 3 are pulling away. I think we got a 3-horse race if this thing stays green.
26 laps to go, 105 laps into this 130-lap race. Door-to-door Cup Series here at Daytona, first race of the season, Blake. Going to be a long one, 36 races on tap, maybe a couple off weeks in between that.
Yeah, you know, it's just crazy how things change. You know, it seemed like Mad Dog Motorsports had it in the bag and just chaos pursued down pit road. Really nobody in particular's fault. I mean, just like I said earlier, sometimes too many cars go down pit road, and that's exactly what we saw right there.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting here thinking, you know, the more the merrier, but if you can't get on cleanly, what is it worth? There's so many cars, you know, involved in that and slowed down and separated the team that had it won.
Yeah, but we got just 25 laps left to go, folks. We're going to go HMS TV side by side. Thanks some sponsors, but don't you worry. You're not going to want to miss the end of this thing. You're watching door-to-door Cup Series action. We'll be right back. We are back here at Daytona. Nothing's changed out front, Christian, except a bigger lead from this first pack to the second.
Yeah, 23 laps to go. If there ain't a caution, I mean, you go ahead and ride it to one of these 3 here. Is it going to be Pacey, Ken, or Allen as they're leading this field? 5 seconds now.
I will add, Christian, looks like the 3rd pack has caught up to the 2nd pack, but them going side by side isn't going to help them. So I don't know if they're going to be able to run these guys down, but Mad Dog Motorsports looking to lead this 2nd pack.
Yeah, that's people are saying over the chat, single file, we catch the leaders, but
well, Mad Dog, they don't care. Mad Dog's out here with the numbers. You know, you guys can complain all you want, but they got the numbers, so you got to deal with it. Mad Dog's taking over that top spot. Now as they go to work, Christian, they're reeling them in. It's down to 4.3. It was 5.
Yeah, now that they got this, you know, 6 car pack or 6 to 8 car pack, they will be flying now, and that's just how it's going to be. Look at the time, ticking down. Bird leading that pack.
Yeah, Christian's 22 laps left to go. They're going to catch them. If they stay single file, no incidents happen. This 2nd pack, they will catch these top 3. It's just a matter of time, but we'll keep an eye on some lap times around. But you got to remember, you know, this lap's going to include Mad Dog getting around the field. So it's not going to be as big of a gain, but you're definitely seeing at least, I don't know, half a second or so.
Oh, you just mentioned 5 seconds before. It's down to 3.6 now. They are absolutely flying. Daniel Best, I said Bird earlier, Best is the one leading that charge. And they're already now in the course of me saying the sentence down 2/10.
Yep. Christian, that last lap around this 2nd pack went 46.8. We are race leaders, 47.8. So the math in my head, Christian, that's a second.
Yeah, I mean, the time is ticking down. We thought it was sealed in the bag for the top 3. No, Mad Dog got together again, and they are screaming around this track.
Absolutely. Mad Dog Motorsports said, you losers might want to stay single file, but we can do that after we lead this pack and they get out to the front. And can Mad Dog Motorsports lead the hard charge to your race leaders? And it's looking like they definitely will here in the next, I don't know, 5 laps or so.
I don't even think it's going to take 5 laps. I think in the next 2 laps,
Yeah,
18 to go. When we get 18 to go, they'll be there.
Yeah, because they're going to catch on to that draft. But right now, you see Daniel Best leading this pack here. Let's hop on board in the Hutchinson Motorsports TV nose cam with Daniel Best in the number 5.
See him up there. What was a dot is now growing to be full-size cars on the screen.
Now, Christian, how concentrated and focused do you think Daniel Best is in car? I just wish we could see him.
Well, we can, Blake.
Oh, what? Oh,
I put a camera right on his dash with a red blinking light in his face because that ain't a bad idea at all, right, Blake?
oh, not at all. And the good news, Christian, this camera can actually do a 180 here and face the front. Take a look.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, that camera, I mean, it looks like a rough ride around here, Daytona, but look at they're practically there. They're going to be starting to fill that air off the cars in front of them, Blake.
Oh, yeah, they're going to make the pass quickly because they got some serious speed. You're going to see Mad Dog Motorsports into the race lead. Didn't take them long at all. They reeled in that second group, and then they went to work with the Hutchinson Motorsports TV on that deck lid here. No wonder he's so fast, Christian. Take a look.
A lot of speed indeed. Is Duggar going to make the block that he probably is going to have to make?
Let's hop on board in the HMS TV cockpit view as Daniel Best leads the charge from this second group. Are they going to go for the pass immediately? My guess is yes.
Looks like a lap car has gotten involved in that pack there, but they are flying here. They are there. Going to the outside. Does anybody make the block? The race leader, Pacey, steps out to try to get, advantage of that run. Gonna smoke the back of them as they head into the turn. We have a race on our hands. The FedEx 02 Pacey Wingnet is leading the field still, blocked the Mad Dog group as they're going to get into the wall, heading down the front stretch.
Pacey Widget made the risky move to throw the block. Well, Daniel Best said, all right, if you're going to hold the block, you better get on the gas. And he smokes him going into the corner. And Mad Dog Motorsports goes to the bottom with Widget throwing the block.
Pacey learned from last time. The Mad Dog group was all together last time. All 5 of them poked out and, sent them to the back. Not this time. Pacey has learned and took notes. We're going to see them probably shoot out to the outside here any minute to try to send them down the rabbit hole again. But...
yeah, Christian, bad news for Pacey is they're lined up and they can do it as many times as they want. So, you can defend it once, twice, maybe 5 times, but eventually Mad Dog Motorsports is going to pull the move on you with the numbers they got.
Keep an eye out for back Chris Essery, always dangerous on these drafting style tracks. There at the end is where you got to be with 15, 16 laps to go. We're getting down to the nitty gritty.
As we jump up to the Harpoon Design Blimp Cam, Brantley Roden flying high and up there, folks. If you're looking for a paint scheme, just 16 laps left to go here. HarpoonDesign.com. They start at just $25. Pacey Widget, your race leader still.
Oh my, this went from where we thought it was sealed, signed, and delivered to an actual, mad dash to the finish. 16 laps to go here in the door-to-door Cup Series.
Christian, the good news for Widgeon is that 4th car in line is Chris Essery. That is not a Mad Dog Motorsports. That makes a big difference. When 2 cars break to your outside, it may be possible to defend them off, but when 3 or 4 do it, it's a lot harder.
Chris Essery will probably be beneficial if they do break out, to stay in line, catch up to the back of Pacey, and work with them.
I think that would definitely be the move, and it looks like they're going to the outside here, and it looks like they got the position here as they get a run. New race leader, Daniel Best.
And that car behind Chris Essery steps out too. That's also a Mad Dog car. Will they have enough of a momentum? That's the 28 of Daniel Carpenter trying to make his way back up to the front. Danny Carpenter led most of this race, including both stages. And now Mad Dog's out front. Man, oh man, that is not what the rest of the field wanted to see if you are not a Mad Dog racer.
Looks like that top line. Looks like Carpenter out front here trying to lead a charge. And, you know, you got to be wary if you're back there with Carpenter. Like, yeah, you want to get up to the front, but if you shove him out front, he's probably just going to leave you and go with his team down low.
Cars passing an instant there. Danny Carpenter still on the outside here, trying to make a run. Is that another? It is another Mad Dog car behind him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why leagues make team limits. You just can't beat numbers, ladies and gentlemen.
And the 08 machine looks like he's got some damage here. That's Huff. He's looking pretty good, though. Finds himself around the 5th position as Daniel Best continues to set the pace out front. We've got just 13 laps left to go here.
This, you know, even though Mad Dog works so well together, this is still anyone's race out here.
Absolutely. You know, these guys doing all they can. They don't have the numbers to hold off Mad Dog, but can they get the job done as Best tries to hold out front with Stephen Bird right there with him.
Eye to the top line as Danny Carpenter is trying to get a run going.
You see the HMS TV logo there on the back of Daniel Best here. Can he park that machine in victory lane as they go through the tri-oval, crossing the line? Just 12 laps left to go with his teammate on his back bumper.
Pacey, I believe, should work with Danny. Jump in front of Danny and make him push you to the front. That might be your only option. But Danny's getting right there now, side by side with Chris Essery behind Pacey.
Oh. Getting a little antsy here. Take a look here, folks. People making some moves here. He's shooting outside, just like you said, Christian. And wow, Danny Carpenter going to push him straight out front.
And it's going to go 3 wide. As soon as he puts him out to the front, leaves him out to try. The car behind him is not a Mad Dog Motorsports team. Who's he going to go with? He elects to go with Pacey. That's going to leave Danny Carpenter out to dry. Push, 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 22.
These guys trying to get around Mad Dog Motorsports as the 11 trying to decide who he wants to go with. 3 wide battle for the 3rd spot.
We got a race on our hands. There's a little bit of an outlier. Daniel Best has broken away from the pack a little bit. That just means the pack's going to reel him back in. What happens when they do? Is it time to where, you know, the Mad Dog group starts working against each other? Who knows? 11 laps to go. Will they continue to work together? Team down goes Pacey.
Yeah, these guys racing hard, trying to get in a line. It is go time. People are not going to be cutting each other breaks. New race leader out front, Pacey Widgeon. Can he hold on this time, or is Mad Dog Motorsports going to eat his lunch? Black car going to go down to the apron, let him by here. Nothing's changed out front as the 0-2 Pacey throws a block onto the apron. They're still good.
My, oh my, that was almost devastating there.
Well, I don't blame him. You know, Pacey Widgeon, you got to drive like that if you want to beat these guys out front. They got the numbers. If you act like a nice guy out front, they're going to chew you up and spit you out. Here comes Mad Dog Motorsports. When are they going to make that move?
Probably, you know, I just saw them, you know, making a little bit of a gap from Chris Essery there. That's probably what they're trying to do. Get a little bit of a run, get Pacey out, and then going to go out and abandon them when they get out there.
You know, if I'm Mad Dog Motorsports, I like where I'm sitting. You know, take it easy. Wait for the option to come up. You still got 9 to go. That's an eternity here at Daytona. If you make the move now, there's no guarantee that it's going to hold off. So maybe they just wait it up here. As it looks like Danny Carpenter has fallen back to the 8th position.
You know, but if you're sitting there in Stephen Bird's position, pushing your teammate Daniel Best, who's in 2nd, what do you do to try to get around? I mean, you got to be thinking in the back of your head that, you know, I want my team to win, but I want my team to be me.
Yeah, you know, back of your mind, you got to be thinking, you know, I want to win. And you might want to help your team out too, but that last lap, that could all go out the window. Looks like we're coming to the line here. 8 laps left to go. It's going to be Widgeon, Best, and Bird in the top 3.
What is Chris Essery thinking right now, Blake?
You know, Christian, let's hop on board and see if we can see in the eyes of this man, Chris Essery. He's got a Volts helmet.
What?
Look at that.
God. Chris Essery, just gained a few. I want, no particular reason, but I just all of a sudden want Chris Essery to win this race.
Well, let's wait and see what happens. Evil Spider in the chat says, now this is some awesome racing. Well, we appreciate you popping in. Evil Spider is certainly a good finish here so far. We still got about 7+ laps left to go. Pacey Widget, still your race leader, but he's got Mad Dog Motorsports knocking on the door.
Man, the song Knocking on Heaven's Door just came to mind. Asbestos knocking on the back of Pacey's bumper right now. 7 laps to go. When will that move happen? Or will Chris Essery sold the party for them all?
Well, Christian, usually when you're leading at this point, you're feeling pretty cool, calm, and collected. But in these circumstances, Pacey Widget, he's just staring in his rearview mirror, knowing they're eventually going to try and hang him out to dry. But when is it going to be? So he is on his heels right now.
Right there, they might have just showed their cards, Blake. They might be trying to do it here momentarily.
Yeah, Christian, like I mentioned earlier, it's a lot harder to do with just 2 cars. If they would have had that 3rd car behind them, it certainly helps. So let's see if they can get that move done. What they're going to have to do, Christian, you got to push out that 0-2 car, get them some distance, and then get a run on them and make your move. It's hard to just pull out and go.
It's really, without that 3rd car in line forming that draft, I mean, you'd have to have the run underway, and the 14 will have to be glued to the 5's bumper at the time. But then again, Chris Essery being back there is going to stay low and try to get the hard run on Pacey when they do poke out. And that might be Pacey's only hope, is if Chris Essery could catch the back bumper in time and work together against those hard
And we're on board here with the 15 machine. Ken Campbell finds himself in the 6th position. When are people going to make a move and try to get outside to get up to the front? And is Ken Campbell going to be one of them?
5 laps to go on track, Blake.
5 to go. It's a matter of time. We know that top line takes some time to get going. You're not going to be able to do it on the last lap. You got to try to make something happen a lap or 2 early.
And now probably is the time to, especially if you're back there behind Chris Essery, if you want to have a shot to win this, now is the time. You got to start poking out. We got to get the 2nd lane going. We are single file racing with 5 laps to go. Now is the time to make something happen. If you're up front, hang where you are. You don't want to go yet. But if you're back there behind them, it's now or never.
As we check out the right rear suspension cam, spoiler cam, whatever you want to call it, Pacey Widget, your race leader, Daniel Best, knows better than to make the move too early. He's going to keep shoving this 0-2 machine, and he's waiting to make that move.
Have you noticed that there hasn't been any light contact between 1st and 2nd? When they make contact, they hit.
Oh, yeah, and it's just wherever it happens. If it's in the corner, if it's in the tri-oval, it is where it is. He's not trying to take him out, but he's certainly not trying to help him.
He's glued to the bumper, going down the backstretch there into the turn, coming to 3 laps to go this time around. Is it going to be Pacey? Is it going to be a Mad Dog Motorsports car? Stay tuned. We have the line forming on the outside. I said it was time, and here they come.
Bad news for the rest of the field. It's Danny Carpenter with Mad Dog Motorsports. Are the Mad Dog cars going to shoot to the outside? Pacey Widget has to be ready. Here they go to the outside.
Now it's time for the bottom line to form again. Here comes Chris Essery to the back bumper of Pacey. Is he going to get there in time to give him the push? Yes!
3 laps left to go. About to be 2 hard racing. Mad Dog Motorsports takes over the top spot. Daniel Best, your new race leader, but here comes the bottom line.
Chris Essery is shoving. He's got help behind him too. That's going to be the only option to take out Daniel Best and Stephen Bird, who is still maintaining the outside, working with Danny Carpenter, getting a little squirrely there, coming around turns 3 and 4 for the 3rd time, coming to 2 to go.
Wow, Christian, we just saw some loyalty there. Mad Dog Motorsports could have threw a block on that bottom line, but they elect to stay together. Just 2 laps left to go. I think these guys are loyal, Christian.
We're going to see. Loyalty will be tested when it gets down to 1 to go. We're going around the track for the last time under the green flag. When they cross that stand again, the white flag will be waving down the backstretch. You got Stephen Bird on the outside. Daniel Best, on the outside, being pushed by Bird hard, trying to get down in front of Pacey.
Oh, no! Hard to the wall!
On an entire field!
Oh, no. Mad Dog Motorsports, they were pushing as hard as they could, Christian, and right hooked into the fence. Daniel Best is junk. Let's take a look. Oh, hard hit.
Hard impact. But you know who made it through, Blake?
Who's that?
Chris Essery.
Oh, my. Let's see this view one more time here, folks. All right, here it is. Let's jump up to the HMS TV chopper cam. We saw this live right here, folks. Take a look at your race leaders. Just an off-center push here, sends him straight into the wall, and then he helicopters, and about 4 other cars involved heavily, Christian.
Your meatball report. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want to know what a meatball is, that means you're done. You're just too damaged, and with only 2 laps to go, you're not getting repaired. Pacey, Wignet in the O2 machine, Danny Carpenter, Daniel Best, and Alan Duggar all destroyed in that one wreck. My, oh, my.
Yeah, but Chris Essery, like you said, made it through. He is your race leader. Colt Huff finds himself second. Ken Campbell into third.
My heart is beating after that one. There was some hard hits there. Mad Dog as a team may be fully destroyed. The cars are rolling to a stop. Is the red flag out? Red flag is out on the circuit, Blake.
Oh, my. You saw Mad Dog Motorsports. They're all junk. And, Christian, I mean, they were in that top line. It's not the preferred line. You got to push hard. And they were pushing as hard as they could. And, unfortunately, it ended up being too hard.
Green flag back out on the circuit after that brief red flag.
Green
You see the
flag's
pace
out.
car coming around. I mean, excuse me. Yellow flag back out on the circuit.
That would be pretty wild.
Yeah, you know what? Pace car just pulled over. Green flag in the air. We're going to race again.
Well, folks, we're going to overtime. 130 laps wasn't enough. We were almost to the white flag. Well, not anymore, folks. We're going to do a green, white checkered. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for the finish of this one. Don't touch that dial, folks. This thing is going to get intense. We'll be right back. We are back here at Daytona, and we're about to get an epic finish here, Christian.
Man, I thought we had this in the bag, but no. Mad Dog Motorsports was working well together until the moment that they wasn't. We're going to get double foul here. Chris Essery will be leading the field to green.
Now, Christian, can Chris Essery bring this home, or is Roxanne going to make him wreck at the end?
You know, if Roxanne, Chris Essery's own mama, makes him wreck at the end of this race, man, oh man, I would hate to be at family dinner.
That would be one tough dinner for sure, but we're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out. Now, Christian, we did confirm there's only one green-white checkered. So if these guys junk it, this thing's over.
Absolutely. I mean, I think we're going to have – is this going to be a natural green-white checker first?
No, we're in overtime.
Oh, we are in overtime. Okay, well, then never mind, ladies and gentlemen. This is it.
Yeah, we're going to get a finish here one way or another. Is it going to end under green? They're going to pile it up here on the start. Only one way to find out because we're about to go green. We got Chris Essery on the inside of that front row. Colt Huff on the outside. Christian, who you got winning this thing?
I'm going to go with Chris Essery. I mean, he's very good at these drafting tracks. I'm going to lock Chris Essery in. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just say with the one green-white checker, if the caution comes out before the white flag, we will pace to the checkered. But Blake, who you got?
You know, Christian, this is a tough call. I think I'm going with the 15 machine. I think Ken Campbell finds a way from that outside second row to steal this win. And keep an eye on that 14, though, of Stephen Bird. Mad Dog Motorsports may not have any teammates around him, but we know he's got some speed.
Well, the pace car is about to get out of their way. Ladies and gentlemen, green or white checker racing here in the door-to-door Cup Series. Blake, take us away.
Field is set. Pace car is in as we go to the flag stand towards the juicy Spider restart zone. Green flag in the air.
What will it be? 3 laps to go now, too. The green, the white.
Down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. Chris Essery, he's hoping these guys junk it. He wants to pace his way to victory, but he is your race leader with Huff right behind him. Welch, Burchett, and Cyrus round out your top 5.
If I am Chris Essery, I am watching my mirror more than I am watching my windshield. I am not looking forward. I'm looking back, trying to see what Colt Huff is going to do, trying to see when that run is coming. They're trying to get it They're trying to get it going there through turns 3 and 4.
Through 3 and 4, we're going to get to the white flag. If they don't wad it up, let's hop on board here with your race leader, Chris Essery, as he takes a white flag. We got a block to the outside.
That was the number 11 machine. If they make it to the white flag in the air, it doesn't matter if they wreck now. We're going all the way to the checkered, and there's the wreck. Brian Bruchette hard into the wall. We stay green and racing. Stephen Bird involved.
Yeah, all kinds of cars involved, but we're going to stay right here as we got a drag race to the checkered. Your race leader, Chris Essery, trying to hold on with a big push from the 08 to Huff.
Practically all you can do is, if you're Chris Essery right now, hold it to the floor. Check your mirror every now and then, but just, stay in it. As we round turns 3 and 4, I hand it to Blake for one final time.
Into turn 4 coming out for the final time. Chris Essery on the bottom, trying to hold him up. Can he get the push? The 08 Huff sticks with him into the tri-oval for the final time. Checkered flag in the air. Chris Essery wins.
My, oh my, the fans go wild. He had so many fans in the chat. They're all screaming, jumping up and down. Chris Essery, to the Essery family, your little boy has done it.
Essery brings home the win. Colt Huff in second. Ken Campbell into third. Then we have Clayton Cyrus fourth. Tommy Welch rounds out your top 5. And my, oh my, what a finish here with the door-to-door Cup Series opener.
Making the statement on the side of the car, I'm the problem. Chris Essery rolls up into this league and shows who the problem really is as he brings it home on top at Daytona.
We're going to go HMS TV side by side. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to do some interviews here, folks. And we'll be right back here. You're not going to want to miss this. We are back here at Daytona. Chris Essery just got the job done. And Christian, I think it's about time for some interviews.
Absolutely. I have our third place finisher here tonight at Daytona in the door-to-door sim racing league. It's going to be Ken Campbell. Ken, this is Blake and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy on us?
Yeah, I got you guys. What's up?
Well, welcome in. You crossed the line. Third place tonight, in a race that door-to-door motorsports dominated. You were able to hold on and finish third. Walk us through that one and what was going through your head towards the end there.
Well, yeah, so being a new guy, not going to get a whole lot of friends on track, and so was trying to pay attention to, who was following who, and I was working with Colt and Hunter, and I know Chris from a while back in another league as well, so I was glad that I had some friendly faces up there. So Colt got taken out and Hunter got taken out a little early, and I was like, I need friends, and I need friends fast. And so I was trying to be nice to everybody, and I was like, okay, they all have the same decal, so I'm just going to follow these guys. And so that was just waiting around for green flag pit stops. So that happened, came out on the good end of it, and then as I'm going around, I was like, I don't have enough fuel, so this is bad. And saw them coming, and it's like, all right, we're just going to ride around for a little bit. Things kind of balanced out, and it's like, all right, it's going to be a dogfight to the end. And we had decided with 3 to go that was when we were going to make our move, and we got trapped on the bottom. They had a huge run with like 4 to go on the outside. So it's like, well, okay, that's out as well. And then luckily I was on the bottom when that wreck happened, and then I looked up at fuel again, and I was like, I don't know. So I had some nose damage, didn't think I had enough fuel to make it, and just was going to go down pit road, get it all fixed, all that. And I was like, let's just go for it. And I had about a half a lap left on fuel, but I was just gonna try to push Colt up there. He came back out of nowhere. Hunter had a really good run there at the end as well. Chris did an amazing job out front, so it was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, Ken, I mean, you put on a clinic out there. You're out front all night long. I believe you mentioned there you got some nose damage on that final wreck. We had a lot of ups and downs. Early on, it was kind of a caution fest. Then we had, 50 or so laps of green, and then we had that big wreck at the end. With that damage, how confident were you that you were going to be in a good spot there at the end?
Well, to be honest, I wasn't worried about the damage that much. You don't want to lead a line if you have that much aero damage, but I felt like I could push pretty well, and I was more worried about the fuel, to be honest. And then everybody on the outside line just kind of left me. And so I was like, okay, well, I can kind of get down and generate a run. And so I had about 4 different strategies all play out on that last caution and then the last 2 laps there. So it was just a whole lot of going back and forth and, what about this and what about that? And so to come out with a podium in my first race, I'm just ecstatic.
Yeah, it has to feel good for sure. But, hey, a great job out there tonight putting it on the podium. Before you head out, Ken, go ahead and let the fans know any shout-outs you got.
Yeah, first and foremost, as always, shout out to my wife, Casey, and my kids, Logan, Jet, and Easton. They support me in everything that I do. My mom, I know she's watching the broadcast along with my sister and my nephew, so shout out to them. Appreciate them. Team Conti Sim Performance, making sure I am fast on track, and SimRack Market for making sure I look fast, whether I'm fast or not. Everybody here in the league, it was fantastic running first race. All the viewers on YouTube, shout out to you guys. This race will be uploaded to my YouTube, so if you want to see my field of view or my view, go check that out. And you guys for up in the booth calling a great race.
Hey, well, we appreciate that. And I believe your YouTube, go ahead and give it a shout out. It's Campbell Racing, is that right?
Yeah, that is right. It's Campbell Racing. It's got a CR15 on it. And if it's an idiot that sounds like me talking, then you're in the right place.
Well, hey, congratulations on a great podium run here tonight, Ken.
I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, that was Ken Campbell rounding out your third place tonight. We're going to move on down the list. Bringing it home, second place, pushing Chris Essery to the win. It's going to be Colt Huff. Colt, this is Blake and Christian up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, welcome in. You push Chris Essery to the win. I'm sure that's not necessarily what you wanted to do, but walk us through that ending and how did you get where you were?
Well, on that final restart, he got a heck of a launch, so I I had nose damage. I didn't want to lead a line anyway. I just dropped down, and I was pretty set in stone on pushing him to a win. Just with the damage I had, there was no way I was going to be able to get around him.
Yeah, Colt, I mean, you had a good race going all night long. You know, it seemed there for a while like the, what's the name of the team, Christian? I've drawn a blank.
Oh, that would be Mad Dog Motorsports.
Yeah, it seemed like Mad Dog Motorsports was going to dominate this race, and then a couple of incidents happened, and they were basically nowhere to be found. So kind of good to see. Looks like no Mad Dog Motorsports cars into the top 3, even though they had the numbers.
Oh, yeah. No, they were killer all night long. I got to give them props. All 3 of those cars were about as dialed in as you can get, and they practically – I mean, if there was a line they were in, they owned it. So they were bad fast, and that last track, I thought, man, they're just going to get out there and just go 3 wide and block us all. But they ended up getting in that wreck, and I don't think I remember seeing them after that.
Yeah, I think all of them but one were involved in that last wreck, unfortunately. But like you said, they definitely had some speed the entire night. But you did as well. You're able to put it into second place onto the podium here tonight. It has to feel pretty good. But before you head out, though, Colt, got any shout-outs or anything for our fans to know?
Yeah, I want to shout out to my boss, Eric Revere, for the car. He set me up with this paint. It looks real good this year. And I want to shout out Team Connie Motorsports, Sim Sports, for the bad fast setup. Without them, I would have probably finished dead last with all the damage I had. But luckily, I was able to still have a lot of speed, even though we had about 5 minutes of damage. So, and just want to thank the people that worked with me all race: Ken, Chavez, Esri, Duggar, my driver, Hunter Bogdan. He helped me stay and get bounced back up before that the second to last caution. So I really got to give them props for me finishing second here, and just having the luck that we had.
Absolutely. Well, hey, a great run for you, Colt. Kicking off the season with a bang, a top 2, I guess, podium finish.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. Well, one last congratulations to Colt Huff for finishing second place here tonight. But, ladies and gentlemen, Blake, I guess that means it's time. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. His family, they've been banging down the doors, Christian. I think they're outside the booth right now. We better get them in here.
Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, week 1 in the Door-to-Door Cup Series at Daytona International Speedway. Your winner tonight is Chris Essery. Chris, this is Blake and Christian up in the booth. I can barely hear you over your family, shouting outside the door. You got a copy?
I got you. What an absolute way to start the season.
You came in and made a statement. My first question before I lead into another one, is this your first time racing with this league?
No. I started halfway through last season.
All right, well, you come in again, you rejoin them this season, and you make an absolute statement with a win here at Daytona. Your family was cheering you on. Walk us through those last, couple of laps before and after Mad Dog Motorsports got into their incidents.
Man, well, it all started when we got 5 laps to go before the caution. Nerves hit. I'm nervous, shaking. Can't feel my toes, pushing the gas pedal too hard. We get to the restart. I'm really, at that point, it's all Colt Huff. Really, at that point, it's all him. He leaves me, or he gave me the win. So I have to give it up to Colt for that one.
Yeah, it has to feel good. Like you said, Colt stuck with you there at the bottom. He could have went for the win, but I think he said he had a little damage, and he didn't really want to lead a line anyway, so he gives you the win. Has to feel good. And, early on, we had a super chat came through, said Roxanne caused one of those cautions, so it has to feel good for you to park it in victory lane regarding that.
Yes, sir. It's been a while since I was able to bring it into pit lane in any league, so that's just great, getting that out. Starting the season in this league with a win is even better. But, yeah, it was an awesome race.
Absolutely. Has to feel good for sure. Kicking it off with a bang. On the car, you had Morgan Wallen. You park it in victory lane. But before you head out, Chris, it's the important part. You got any shout-outs?
Yes, sir. Shout out to my brother, Spot and crew chief in me tonight. I wouldn't even been in that position without him helping me. Shout out to the guys at Red Snapper Racing. They helped me stay up there. And shout out to everyone watching, grandma, grandpa, and mom watching, and Cole Huff for making that win happen.
Well, hey, congratulations. Big win here tonight. Chris Essery, your winner with the opener of the Door to Door Cup Series.
Sir, thank you guys.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that was Chris Essery putting on a show here tonight, showing it how it's done, Blake. And honestly, this makes me excited for the rest of the season.
Boy, it was a great race. You know, Christian, it didn't start off so hot. We had like 3 cautions in the first 10 laps, and we were like, oh, my, here we go. But things cleared up finally here at the end, and we get a long green run there and then a big wreck at the end to make things interesting. And then we had a drag race to the line as Chris Essery, after just leading 6 laps, parks it in victory lane here at Daytona.
Yeah, and, you know, misfortune from the Mad Dog Motorsports. I know they're going to come back hungry next week at Atlanta.
Absolutely. But, folks, you're not going to want to miss that. So click that like button on the video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell. Door-to-door action. We're going to be live every single Sunday night following the Real Life Cup Series schedule. But, folks, we appreciate you tuning in here tonight. That's going to round things out here at Daytona. Like Christian said, next week we're going to be down at Atlanta, and you're going to you're not going to want to miss that, if I can spit it out.
Whoa.
But in the booth with Christian Taylor, I'm Blake Hutchinson. We appreciate you tuning in here tonight, and we're going to end things there. Thanks for tuning in.